faking. Wisdom cried in the street, and we ain't seen him. Treat him like the policeman. We ain't seen shoot. We ain't sweating when they leaving. We don't need them. Breaking down just like a lease, and never keep them.
Let's go. First whoa, second whoa, third whoa coming soon. I see the nations turning to ashes. Somebody pass me a broom. I see the angels like what's cracking. This be the day you doom. Second Esdras, chapter 7. God got things to do. God got things to prove.
2 o'clock, 2 o'clock. Come on, come on.
You shouldn't mess with his kids.
Let's rise and face Jerusalem.
Men of Israel, blow trumpets. Trumpets down.
Blessed be the Lord God of Israel. Lord, we come before you today, Lord, on the Sabbath day, asking for mercies, Lord. Asking for you to have mercies on the 12 tribes of Israel have been scattered throughout the 4 corners of this earth, Lord. Lord, we are asking you to remove these curses from upon us, Lord. Remove these curses that have been upon us from generation to generation, Lord. The sickness, Lord, get rid of it, Lord. The destroyed mind, Lord, get rid of it, Lord. Put in us a new spirit, Lord, and heal our minds, Lord. The brothers and sisters that is sick amongst us, Lord, heal them, Lord. Heal them and have mercy upon us, Lord. The mercies that you promised that you're going to have upon us through David, Lord. The mercies of David, have it upon us, Lord. Because you know that these times we are living in is wicked and evil, Lord. Give us the strength to overcome all trials and tribulations that come our way, Lord. And help us to give us the spirit to be humble and meek in thy sight, Lord. Help us to forgive those that trespass against us, Lord. Have mercy upon the 12 tribes of Israel, Lord. Have mercy upon us. Have mercy upon us that have been scattered throughout this earth, Lord. Lord, strengthen the leaders amongst us, Lord. Give all of us the spirit to do thy will, Lord. To be an example to the flock, Lord. Strengthen our spirit, Lord, in the sight of adversity, Lord. Strengthen the bishops, Lord. Strengthen the deacons, Lord, the officers, all the leaders in the nation of Israel, Lord. And protect us from our enemies and all those that seek to do us harm, Lord. And swiftly and speedily send judgment on the nations for what they have done to us, Lord. And bring thy kingdom and establish thy kingdom on this earth, Lord. In the name of your Son, I pray. Everybody say hallelujah.
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 Amen.
Men of Israel, sons of God, patient saints, sons of God, hand salute.
Most High Christ bless.
Salute down, face sisters. To the honorable daughters of Sarah, we say shalom.
Most High Christ bless.
All right. Well,
We in this building.
all praises to the Most High. All praise to the Most High. Check 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 in the place to be. All right. All praise to the Most High. We are here. I have to announce that I'm here in New York.
We in this building.
Not something that we do, but an exception is made today.
I'm in the building. Brothers and sisters, I welcome you all as part of the New York crew. Welcome you all to the broadcast of Israel United in Christ, coming from you from headquarters, New York. I'm glad to be back here. As many of you might know, perhaps all of you, this is my birthplace. This is my place where I've learned pretty much everything. And as we learn in this truth, then we are tasked to go out and spread the gospel. So as we get older in this truth, our mission is to go out and teach and gather the lost tribes of Israel. So the Lord has imparted upon us from this place to be able to spread this gospel. I particularly make the point about this particular building because this is a milestone, the headquarters school, the headquarters building in New York. This is the milestone. This is where it pretty much began to grow its legs. It began, meaning this gospel, it began in this building. A lot of stories, a lot of history is wrapped up within these walls. And I'm absolutely thankful that the Most High had me to be a part of it. So here we are. We are in our sanctuary in New York. In New York. I won't go too far in terms of what city, but we're in New York. Just take it like that. Today's topic, the afternoon session, we are dealing with the subject of the vessels of Romans 9, illumination. Illumination. Okay. And the reason why I say illumination is because Romans, coming back in the old school, first of all, let me give the shout outs. Shout out to Bishop Nathaniel. Shout out to Bishop Kanai. Shout out to the deacons, the captains, the officers, the soldiers, the young men, the women, and the children. I give you all a shout out. And I thank the Most High for keeping your spirit in tune with the righteousness of this Bible. So I ask and I pray that the Lord keep his spirit on all of us and let us continue to endure. So going over Romans 9, the 9th chapter, it was pretty much a chapter that was pretty much a part of our upbringing. Okay, we don't really talk about it too much, meaning like a separate category. But Romans the 9th chapter, the way we used to understand it, the way we would, because it is what it is. Romans the 9th chapter is pretty much the understanding of the whole Bible. If you can really understand all of what's written in Romans the 9th chapter, you pretty much understand a good portion of the Bible. But I mean, it takes some understanding. You just can't read it and say you got it. There's a lot of hidden information, meaning in the Bible. There's a lot of parables, mysteries, and things like that you would read in the 9th chapter of Romans. Okay. But if you was to get a good understanding of Romans 9, you will not be confused. We would always say, some Christian apologetics or whatever came up with some madness, you can always reset the brain by going into Romans 9. That sets your calibrations right back up right. Boom. You're able to go back at them again. So that's why Romans 9 particularly is like one of the, in many circles, it's called a forbidden chapter, even though they don't say it enough. You hear all kinds of stuff they talk about in Christianity, make you think that God is for all nations and all this and all that. And then when you read Romans 9, it just clearly cuts right down the middle, lets you know exactly what the Bible is talking about in clear language. So I say illumination is because we're going to illuminate the real essence of what the Bible is about in terms of Romans, the 9th chapter. So as I go on, I will mention, I put in parentheses under it, we as Israelites, I said we go through problems, and problems. Y'all all right? We live in this society, we live in this country, and our lives seem to be a living hell in many situations, okay? We run into all kinds of racist situations, unfair treatment, discrimination. People don't like the way you look, this and that and the other, subject us to all kinds of evils. And we ask ourselves, do the Lord really love us? And that's the reason why that scripture was asked in the book of Malachi. Can we read that real quick? Malachi, the 1st chapter. Let me get my thing out here. Malachi chapter 1 and read 1. I feel like I'm supposed to say something else. I feel like I'm forgetting something. Ooh, this incense is really rolling, all up in my nose. Who's that? Where Reuben at? He bringing this Levite. Yeah, he doing his thing. He got it in stereo. I got it on the left side, the right side, and in the center. I got full Prologic smoke. No, I'm cool. Read.
This is the book of Malachi, chapter 1 and verse 1. The burden of the word of the Lord to Israel by Malachi. I have loved you, saith the Lord. Yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us?
Well, that's what we're asking. With all of the problems like I was illustrating just earlier, with all these problems that we're going through, why is it that we say, well, how is it that the Lord has loved us? With all this stuff going on. Read it again, Officer Solomon.
I have loved you, saith the Lord. Yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us?
Wherein have you loved us? What kind of love is this? That's how some of us are thinking. Because you think about it. Look at some of the stuff that we went through as youth. Let's just say in this country, we've learned a particular stigma about our skin color. Okay, there were stigmas that we felt ashamed of ourselves, and God made us the way He made us, and we questioned that. And then we're the author of beauty, like you're bringing up, but we didn't know that. We were put inside a situation where we without this knowledge, we thought that we were some people of a divine curse. We thought that the color of our skin, the texture of our hair, the shape of our noses and lips, we thought that was something of a divine curse. And we said, why did God make us this way? You understand? Even our young girls growing up, they hate the way their hair is, and they want to straighten their hair out and blonde hair and all of this stuff. Read that again.
I have loved you, saith the Lord.
But the Lord said, I have loved you, saith the Lord. He's talking to the Israelites. Okay, go ahead.
Yet
we say,
wherein hast thou loved us?
Well, what kind of love is this? We don't understand. We don't understand because the Most High set up the system. He set it up. He set the vessels up. That's what I'm going to go into. The vessels that we are living, that we had to sojourn through, that's for a reason. Okay? You cannot get to the kingdom without going through the struggles. The Most High wanted us to learn how life would be when His commandments are not kept. Okay, and that goes all the way back to Adam. Adam was given the divine laws of God, and his job was to teach his wife, to teach his family, to teach everybody, actually the whole planet Earth. He was supposed to do that. But he allowed Satan to get through his woman and cause him to deviate from God's plans. And because of that, we had to go into the negative side of life and learn all of the evils, go through all of the wickedness. And we've seen what happened when God is not in charge. Now you got men chopping things off. You got women putting things on. And they're making that normal. The way we were made to think and not think, it has become normal to us. And this is because of the two vessels, well, mainly one vessel, the evil vessel. When I say the vessel, I'm talking about the vessel by which God is going to execute His authority on. He's going to execute His authority, like what the Lord did. Give me this here. I'm going to show you something. Give me Job 9:24. Watch this. Because I'm going to read it in a way that perhaps you have not really been accustomed to hearing it. Job 9:24. Quick.
Job chapter 9, verse 24. The earth is given.
Stop. The earth is what?
Is given.
So Esau didn't take it. Read it again.
The earth is given.
The earth is given
into the hand of the wicked.
The earth is given into the control of the wicked. Go ahead.
He covereth the faces of the judges thereof.
Who is the he that is talking about? The Most High covered up the judges. Now, I know we're talking about what we're looking at on the, put the panels up there, because this is correct also. We bring this out to show you another level of the scripture, but the Most High is the one that gives the kingdom to who he will. That's what this is saying. Give me that in Daniel also. Daniel 2. We're coming back here. Stay with me. Stay with me, Solomon. Read that again and then give me that Daniel's so that you'll know what I just read is proper. But it does not take away from when we bring it out the way we normally bring it out. The evil wicked is Esau, and he is covering the judges. He's covering the faces of the judges. That's what the paintings are showing you, because that's what he did. Okay? So understand that. Read.
The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
But the Most High gave him the earth. Okay, that also goes with the scripture in Matthew, the 8th chapter, about the demons. The demons say, art thou Christ come to torment us before the time? The time is the time limit that the Most High gave Esau to rule. The time limit is the time that the Most High gave the wicked to rule. That's the reason why he said in Luke, he said, until the time of the nations be fulfilled. When their time is up, that's when the earth is coming back to us. That's what Daniel 7:18 is about. And he's going to allow us to take it back through war. He said, but the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and shall possess the kingdom, meaning the whole planet earth when you read the 27th verse. And the dominion and the greatness of all the greatness and under the whole heaven shall be given to the Israelites. So that's going to be given back to Israel. But in this time frame, in this time point here, the Most High has put the earth in Esau's hands. And that's an ugly reality. And the question is, why did he do that? Why did he do that? Okay. Read that again.
The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Go ahead.
He covereth the faces of the judges thereof.
The Most High did it, but he used Esau to do it. So that's why I wanted to make sure that y'all understand both cases, all right? He make sure that he understands both cases. Come on.
If not, where and who is he?
If he said, if not, where and who did it? The Most High did it. That's what that's saying. Y'all understand that? Don't lose your understanding of what you had before because it's proper. Y'all understand me? Because if the white man is not the devil, where and who is the devil? You tell me, since you know more than me. That's what the Most High said. So I'm giving y'all both understandings. Y'all all right? All right, give me the other one in Daniel.
7 or 2?
2. The one in this, yeah, you know what I want. 244, I think it is, right? What is it? What is it? Which one is it? 217 something? What's the verse? He give it to the bases of men. Where's that at? 417. I'm sorry. 417.
Yes, sir.
Read that.
Daniel.
Again, showing you that the Most High is the one that's doing this. Go ahead.
Daniel, chapter 4 and verse 17.
Tell them where you at.
Daniel, chapter 4 and verse 17.
We're in the book of Daniel, chapter 4, verse 17. That's where we're at. Read.
This matter is by the decree of the watchers.
Go ahead.
And the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know.
That the living, meaning everybody on the planet Earth, may know this. Come on.
That the Most High.
That who?
The Most High.
That who?
The Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men.
And that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men. Keep reading.
And giveth it.
And giveth it, like we read in Job 9:24, and giveth it what?
To whomsoever he will.
That includes Esau. He gave it to him. Why? Because we messed up. But all of this is the Most High's plans. That's what Romans, the 9th chapter, is going to reveal. Read.
And setteth up over it the basest of men.
And God setteth up over the kingdoms the basis of man. So the so-called white man is base as can be. He is super base. He is totally base. He's lower than a cockroach. I'm not saying stuff. I'm not just trying to be funny, ugly. But he is. The Most High said he did what? He set up over them what?
And setteth up over it the basest.
Over it, meaning the planet. Set it up over it, the what?
The basest of men.
The lowest of men. That's what he's talking about. So who did this? The Most High. So that's one of the vessels. That's the vessel. Okay? Esau is a vessel, and the children of the Most High is a vessel. There are 3 categories of men on this planet Earth. You have the sons of God, You have the sons of the wicked, and then you have the sons of men, which is between the two. Do y'all understand that? Okay, there's only two forces that's going to rule this planet Earth. It's either going to be wickedness or righteousness. There ain't no in between. That's the reason why. Give me that. Give me that in Ezra, 2nd Ezra, chapter 6 and verse. You can start from the 6th verse.
2nd Ezra, chapter 6 and verse 6. Then did I consider these things, and they were all made through me alone, and through none other. By me also they shall be ended.
That's
and
the Most High. And by the Most High shall what?
they shall be ended.
Meaning the times shall be ended. The parting asunder of the times shall be ended. Go ahead.
And by none other.
And by nobody else. Nobody else has power over me. That's what the Most High is saying. Go ahead.
Then answered I and said,
Then answered I to the supreme power. Ezra's is saying this. Come on.
what shall be the parting asunder of the times?
Okay, so tell me what shall be the parting asunder of the times. Let me know when you're going to change the times. Let me know when you're going to move one rulership out the way and set up the next ruler. I want to know what signs should I look for. Go ahead.
Or when shall be the end of the first, and the beginning of it that followeth?
Go ahead.
And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world.
God pointed that way. He said, I made Esau the end of the world. So when he said that he given Esau the end, when he gave Esau the earth, he gave it to him on a time limit. That's why he says that in Luke, until their times be fulfilled, until the time of the Gentiles, meaning the nations, be fulfilled. When you read Luke 21, verse 20 to 24, the 24th verse particularly is what I'm speaking about. Read.
For Esau is the end of the world.
For Esau is the end of the world. So that's the parting asunder, the times that the Lord was showing Ezra. I'm showing you where the times, what you need to look for. If you asking me this question, I'm going to let you know when it's going to go down. It's going to go down when Esau begins to go down. That's why he says it in Obadiah. He says, thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord. So the Most High is bringing them down. That's why they're doing all this craziness now, because they got to get those things out their system now. Now they're trying to pass laws for everything, trying to make everything happen. It's crazy. Read.
And Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth.
And the Israelites is the beginning of the world rulership that follows when Esau goes down. That's what the hand grabbing on the foot was about. Okay? Read on. That was the 9th verse, correct?
Yes, sir.
Read verse 10, which is the reason why I went here.
The hand of man is betwixt the heel and the hand.
The hand of man is betwixt the what?
The heel and the hand.
So read it again.
The hand of man.
That's talking about the other nations, meaning the sons of men. Read it one more time.
The hand of man.
The hand of man
is betwixt the heel and the hand.
Then, so they are between the heel and the hand. Jacob and Esau. That's what it's talking about. Okay, so the nations are in the middle. So the only way they're going to operate, they're going to either operate under the influence of Esau, or they're going to operate under the influence of Israel. There is no other force in here. It's only good and evil. Esau is the evil. We are the good. We've messed up when we had our chance to establish good in this earth. So the Lord said, okay, since you don't want to follow what I need, what I'm giving you, I'm going to put you up underneath the evil until you learn. That's what Hosea is about. I will go unto my place until they acknowledge their offense. And when you realize that the way you call yourself living ain't no way at all, you're going to seek me. You're going to want to get back into the position that I set you up to be. And then I'll give you back to earth. That's how that goes. And that's right after that, he says in 2 days he will revive us to rule again. So you see how the lesson works? Notice that it's in Hosea the 5th chapter, verse 15. And when you read from there on down into the 6th chapter, it goes right into our rulership. Y'all all right? So once we acknowledge our offense, what happens? We get back in charge. Y'all understand? That's the purpose of these vessels. These vessels, the vessel of Esau is to teach us evil. Y'all all right? And to learn how to operate despite of it. Okay? That's what we're talking about. So, I make that point. So when I say illumination, this is what I'm talking about. Illuminating this truth. Illuminating what I'm bringing out now. Last night I watched Fix Your Face. Fix Your Face. Okay? Well, sections of it. Give the Lord a hand. Give the Lord a hand. Because that was I had a chance to catch it.
Hey, we got the host of Fix Your Face here, Bishop. Where at? He right here.
Shalom, shalom, everyone. Most High in Christ bless. Okay, it won't be New York without me seeing the bishop here and not coming up to pop up. I know I ain't getting no sleep last night, but it just would not be official for him to be here and me to not be here. All praises to the Most High.
All praise to the Most High. Hey, Deacon, I was saying earlier, I was talking about, well, first of all, absolutely, Deacon Asaph in the building, Deacon Malachi in the building, Captain Jan in the building, Captain, What? Yeah, I'm coming on to him. Captain Saraya's in the building. Captain Nashawn is in the building. Okay? And I got my other brother, got Officer Yekiel, Officer, they got Captain Barnabas. Come on, come get some. Okay, Officer Athenio, the brothers came in, my troopers, right? All praise to the Most High. So yeah, like I was saying, before you came in, Deacon, I was making a point about how monumental and what a milestone this particular building is, and the different trials that we went through, even before coming here. The establishing of this building have really taught us how to war. Really. This is the blueprint. It was set here. So the reason why I say this is because I always make reference when I say go back to the video of, when I say go back to the video of when we did the building, when we built the building, you, Deacon Malachi, came on first, and you made the point. You said there's been a lot of people speaking evil, a lot of people talking crap, all kinds of this and that and the other, but guess what? We got the building now. And that was a beautiful thing. So give the Lord a hand for that thing. All right? What's going on with the screen here? It's stuck on this image here? Huh? Okay, all right. Come on now. I'm back in New York now. Don't do me like this. So all praises to the Most High. We're here. We're in the building. I know I'm letting them do their thing. But anyway, going on with the lesson, I just wanted to make that point about how important this particular building is, and it's important for us to mark down our milestones, the things that we do that are monumental, the things that we count as stepping stones. You always want to have those what they call those key, like when you're trying to plot, you have your milestones, your things that you want to remember when you make certain achievements. You want to have those, right? And this is what this building represents. It represents a key step forward. Okay, project milestone example, like brothers put up there. You can show that. Okay, so this is what we were talking about. All right. So getting back into the lesson. So I was making a point that I watched last night, Fix Your Face, and well, I watched some of it. I'm going to go back and watch it in full because I was just catching pieces of it. I was actually working on this lesson, so but I'm gonna go back and check it. So shout out to Deacon Abiel. Great. Well, it was actually Captain Palu, but he's underneath the auspices of Deacon Abiel, so I'll put it that way. Okay. Great subject matter, great topic. I love those kinds of classes, as I do all classes, but there's certain classes that hit you right where it's needed. That's how I think anyway. Okay. So watching that class last night, parts of it, I came across this thing called FOMO. And FOMO, you got the the screen thing up there? Let me see the, yes, that thing right there. Right. Show that. How many of y'all ever heard this term before? Because I had to look it up. That's why it's up here now. And the program, the class that Deacon did was about addictions, people that are addicted to things, right? So when they were talking about the addictions to things, then brothers brought up about the phone. People are addicted to their phones. And I mean, it's a very good class. I'm not even going to go into it because that's what that show is for. Go and watch it because they did an excellent job in going through those things. And I'm not going to deviate from what I'm going to teach today. But I thought that what they were going over is very, very important. And I like what it said because I had to look it up. I actually thought it was spelled PHO, mo, like that, like phone, because it has to do with a phone. But it's actually, the way I see it here, it's an informal spelling, obviously. But it said the fear of missing out. That's something that people actually have. They cannot lay their phones down for 2 minutes because they feel like, what did I miss? That's an addiction. That's an addiction. Read it. Read what it say.
FOMO, fear of missing out.
Go ahead.
Fear of not being included in something.
That is a problem when you really think about it. The reason why I said it is because when I started in the class, I said problems, problems, problems. Why am I going through so many problems? And I just left it open like that. One of the problems is our addictions, and that's the reason why I referenced the class last night. Now fix your face. So one of the problems that they mentioned was about the addictions on phones. Okay, people cannot put their phones down for 10 minutes. Wake up with their phone. I mean, we're all guilty of this. And hopefully it's for the right reasons. You know, you want to, like I have to do a lot of checkup on things and all of that. But that's, sometimes I'm just looking at it, just regular entertainment, movie here and there, stuff like that. But what ends up happening is that there's such a connectivity to the outside world that you don't even know about, but it comes through your phone. And if you're not hitting something, if you're not hitting the like button, or if you're not receiving this or that, you feel like you're missing out. And that particular spirit draws you in so hard, it's actually damn near worse than the crack epidemic, than drugs. I mean, you take some people's phones away from them, and they will literally try to cut your head off. Mad. Like you just destroyed their whole lives. You're killing me, mama. You're killing me, daddy. You took my phone away. What? And they go, huh?
Kids wrote an ass.
They'd rather get me behind tore up, but don't take that phone away. Problems. This world that we live in has lent us to these kinds of addictions. But yet we got to go through all of this to learn how to overcome all of this in order for us to get the kingdom. Y'all all right? So that is what this particular vessel of evil taught us this thing. Okay? Read the rest of that thing, Officer Solomon.
Fear of not being included in something.
Fear of not being included in something. You think about this here, because the way, especially when it comes to us, blacks and Hispanics, we've been brought over here into this country, robbed of everything. Told that we don't want you here, we don't want you there, you're not good enough, your hair look like this, your skin is ugly, you're not pretty, you're not, you understand what I'm saying? So they say all of these evil things about us, and we end up with a color complex, we end up with a spiritual complex, inferiority complexes and things like that, and because we feel like we're not accepted. And I mean, this thing runs deep. This thing really runs deep. And some people that know how to manipulate that thing can really destroy you, because they know what you're craving for, and they'll make you jump over all kinds of hoops just for you to, quote unquote, feel accepted. You understand? Some men can deal with women to the point where if women have low self-esteem and things like this here, they just say a little bit of niceness to them, and the next thing you know, they're wide open because they want that attention. They want to feel included. I'm just showing you how far these addictions go. And that's because we were robbed of those things when we came over. Y'all all right? Read that again, Solomon.
Fear of missing out.
We have a fear of missing out. That's why discrimination hurt us so much. You mean to tell me we can't sit on the same toilet as the white man? We can't drink out of the same water fountain as him? We can't get his ice cubes. His ice cubes are colder than ours. Y'all all right? We feel we will sit in a restaurant, be mistreated, and rather get up and build your own. We will stay there and continue the abuse. That's how we are even to this day. Look at the abuses that we go through, and we still refuse to do something for ourselves. We refuse to organize among ourselves. That's what this is talking about. So like I said, it runs deep. Read it again.
Fear of missing out. Fear of not being included in something, such as an interesting or enjoyable activity.
So things you'll watch on TV, you see Esau on his beach, on his water slides, doing different kinds of things, even like these date programs, The Bachelor and The Bachelorette and all of that. And here go the black woman. She just, oh, Lord, I wish that could be me. You understand? Because they feel like they're outside of what's considered normal. So now that we've got this phone, the way the phones and these apps are set up is set up to lure you into it. And now all of a sudden you feel connected. And then you get those likes. Forget about it. Feeds that dopamine. When you hit them likes and you see, oh, so-and-so responded to me. I'm never letting this phone go because this is my whole life. Y'all understand? That's the addictions that I'm talking about. That's some serious stuff. These are problems that we go through. And these things go in so many different directions. They hit all aspects of our lives. I talked about women, men, children, grandmothers, mothers, fathers. We got some problems. And with all of these problems that's going on, the question is why? And that's what I'm explaining. Y'all all right? The Most High wants us to learn, not get swept up by it, learn it. He said, use the world, but not abuse it. Don't entangle yourself in it. Understand what it's about. Understand its purpose. And move in spite of that towards righteousness. I don't have a problem with, let me say it this way. When you understand Esau, you don't have to be running around with getting your head on fire every time you see him. Y'all understand what I'm saying? Now, I don't want anybody to miss what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that you got some people, and perhaps even some people will teach, anytime you see the white man, spit on them or hate them or this or that, you know. And that's what they say is about hate group and all that kind of stuff. Y'all feel what I'm saying? My point is God made him for a purpose. If you understand what his purpose is, you stay away from him. God made a snake for a purpose. You mad at the snake. What the hell are you mad at the snake for? Let the snake be the snake. You just stay the hell away from him. Y'all all right? That's what the Most High is doing. He's teaching us how to walk right with these different devices around us. Y'all all right? The problem comes is when we get wrapped up in it. Y'all heard what the snake said to the woman? Huh? Went out there, looked at the snake, pretty snake. Snake frozen in the snow. What the hell is snake doing out here? This snake need to be getting comfort. Bring this snake inside and warm him up. Let me take care of the snake. Pet it, fed it, nurse the snake back to health. Well, I think I want to let the snake know that we're on friendly terms. So I'll go pet the snake. Then pet! The hell? The poison is seeping into her. She's dying. What the hell is this? Why? Why did you bite me? Didn't you see I showed you love. I showed you all of these things. Why did you bite me? Snake said, bitch. You know I was a snake. You know I was a snake.
You gonna learn
So,
today.
yeah. So my point is, these things and these devices and all of these things are on this earth because God allowed them to be. The point is, how do you operate in spite of that? That's where your intelligence has to come in. But you have to know, you have to be illuminated on the understanding of God's plans, especially with these vessels, because between these two vessels, everything else is happening. The sons of men, like I said before, they're either going to be influenced by Satan or they're going to be influenced by us. And because we didn't deal right in the beginning, he said, okay, I'm going to swing the chad towards Esau and let him just mess the whole earth up and mess up people's minds and everything else. And if you survive that, then I know you're ready to set this earth back up in proper course. Y'all all right? That's what we're dealing with. Now, if you want to talk about an addiction, give me 1 Corinthians 16. 1 Corinthians 16, verse 15 and 16. Let's read those two.
1 Corinthians chapter 15, chapter 16 and verse 15.
Yes, sir. 16th chapter, verse 15 and verses 15 and verse 16. Come on.
I beseech you, brethren, ye know the house of Stephanus, that is the first fruits of Achaia.
That is the first fruits of Achaia. Go ahead.
And that they have a...
So we're supposed to be the first fruits. Let's get some understanding there. We're supposed to be the first fruits of righteousness. As we learn this gospel, that's the reason why I referenced this building. As we began to really understand the importance of having a sanctuary, we began to learn how to operate in order. We began to learn how to operate with systems. We began to learn how to operate in setting up departments and respect each other's department and respect each other's operations. That's a teaching. How are you going to run the earth if you don't know how to do that? Talk about the first fruits, right? How are you going to learn how to set up systems in your own world if you don't understand the righteous relationships between various departments or various states or various entities, meaning whether it's education, whether it's the transportation system, health systems. You got to understand the relationships between these things. Okay, so that's what's important, okay? Read that again, get my thought back.
I beseech you...
Yeah, go ahead.
I beseech you, brethren, you know the house of Stephanus, that it is the first fruits of Achaia, and that they have...
So we are the first fruits learning this. Go ahead.
And that they have addicted themselves...
And we did what?
Addicted
if
themselves...
If you're going to be addicted to something, be addicted to this gospel. Be addicted to righteousness, to teach us how to deal with everything. Be addicted to this Bible. It's going to take some time, I know. It's going to take some work. But this is something that we have to do constantly. Read that again.
And that they have addicted themselves to the ministry of the saints.
We have addicted ourselves to the ministry of the saints. That's what we're doing here in the IUIC. And we understood that. We understood this as we were coming into forming and continuing to build within IUIC, to build this gospel. That's what we've been learning. And we pray that the Lord keeps his grace upon us for us to continue to do that thing. Read on.
That ye submit yourselves unto such.
That you submit yourselves unto such that are addicted to the scriptures, that are addicted to righteousness. Go ahead.
And to everyone that helpeth with us.
And to everyone that helpeth with us. So we want to get with like-minded brothers, like-minded sisters that understand the program, that understand the proper addiction, meaning addicted to this gospel. Come on. And what?
And laboreth.
And that labor among us. You want to get with those as well, because those that are laboring with this faith, because the faith without the works of labor is dead. So you actually see the results when there's labor put behind that addiction. When you're addicted to the right method, when you're addicted to the right substance, and you put that labor behind it, that's when things get done. Y'all all right?
Yes, sir.
That's what we want. That's what we want to understand. So I say that because with this understanding, we're still, in many cases, we're asking ourselves, why? Why are we still going through these problems? Why do these things continue to remain? Okay, so that's what we want to get into. Here's something from the chapter that we all must consider. Romans, the 9th chapter. I say I got to get into it early because the way we'll be rolling, we've been and went through 2 hours, and I never hit a verse in Romans 9. So I said I got to hit something in Romans 9. He said, sister's looking at me. That's all right. I miss y'all too. Let's read that. Romans, the 9th chapter, verse 13. Because this, again, this is something that we must consider in understanding these vessels. Okay? God set it up that way. Come on.
Romans chapter 9 and verse 13. As it is written.
As it is written. Go ahead.
Jacob have I loved.
God said this. That's why we was reading that in Esdras earlier. God said, Jacob have I loved. Go ahead.
But Esau have I hated.
And Esau have God hated. And it means just that. God had a purpose for Jacob, and he has a purpose for Esau. But the way things were going with all of these problems, we were thinking that the Lord hates us. They said, well, wherein hast thou loved us? Wasn't Esau Jacob's brother? So why the hell are we catching all this hell then? Because the Most High said, I want you to learn. But the one that I set up to be evil is him. He can't get out of it. That's the reason why I say, what you mad at the snake for? He cannot get out of how God made him. You cannot get out of what God made you. If we do not do what the Lord commanded us to do, he will destroy us and we will not exist at all, period. So we don't have a choice. God made it that way. Read. Where you at? Yes, sir.
Verse 14.
Mm-hmm. We're going to read down to 21.
Yes, sir. What shall we say then? Is there unrighteousness with God?
This is what people are saying. Because they thinking that man has his own will. I'm just going to be blunt. No, they don't. He puts in our spirit the way we should go, and he will withdraw from us the pride to make us think that we are really in control. But if you have something that's called predestined, that means it's set. When he declared the end time before the beginning, what's that telling you? That is already determined. But he leaves it within us to cause us to believe that we actually have. And that's a powerful God. I'm glad to believe that I can do what I want to do. But in reality, it's already set up. That's the reason why he said Israel shall be saved. A lot of Israel ain't, but because a lot of them are going to get destroyed. But the Most High already had the end time set before the beginning. Y'all all right? Read that again, Solomon.
What shall we say then? Is there unrighteousness with God?
Is there unrighteousness with God? Because God said, listen, I hated Esau before they were born. Go ahead.
God forbid.
God said, no, I'm not unrighteous. Not only because he's God, but because he determines everything. That's why he said earlier, I set up the base kingdoms. I'm the one that gave the earth to the wicked. I'm the one that set all of this up. But I don't want you to be worried about that. You just do what I told you to do. And that's what we're going to do. You're not going to none of us going to get out of the fate that the Lord set for us. Y'all understand that? What I will say, within your spirit, you better be glad that you're in here. Because how would it be that you come through all of this and you become a castaway? Okay, read on.
For he saith to Moses, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy.
Hold on a second. Say something for a minute. I got to turn this alert off.
Yeah, as Bishop was saying, it's already predestined. Okay, the Most High is a mastermind. Before, it's already predestined who's going to make it to the kingdom. But guess what? None of us know. You understand? The elect, if you are of the elect, God knows who is the elect. Remember the scriptures. The scripture says, let all those that the Lord know who is his. Okay, and let everybody that name the Lord Jesus Christ depart from sin, right? The Lord know who is his. He know who is going to go off. But guess what? You don't know. You understand? But your actions down the line going to tell. The key thing is that what you're going to do, you're going to continue in sin. Okay, that's what you're going to do. But the Lord, this is predestined. Okay, and it's not because you're so righteous or your works why you're going to be saved. You're going to be saved because of the mercies of Christ. You keeping, and that mercies goes into you keeping the commandments. If you make a mistake, you fix it. Okay, but through the mercies of Christ, that's how we're going to be saved, man.
Mm-hmm. Where were we at?
Verse 15, Bishop.
Yes, sir.
For he saith to Moses, I will have mercy on
Now,
whom
remember what I said earlier. I'm going to let you read that again. Remember what I said earlier. I said that here's something from the chapter of Romans 9 that we must consider. We need to consider this thing. This is a heavy chapter, Romans 9. It's the big one. Read.
For he saith to Moses,
For the Lord saith to Moses.
I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy.
Go ahead.
And I will have compassion on whom I will have compassion.
So can anybody change that? Nobody can't change any of that at all. The Lord said, listen, I choose who I want to have mercy on. I choose who I want to have compassion on. Go ahead.
So then,
Because of that,
it is not of him that willeth, nor of him that runneth.
it is not of that man or that woman that willeth. So this ain't got nothing to really do with you. My point is, yes, we go off, we do what we do, but if the Most High mean for you to make it, you're going to make it. If the Most High mean for you not to make it, you're not going to make it. That's the point there. Okay, read that again.
So then, it is not of him that willeth,
But it is not up to you because of your will.
nor of him that runneth.
Now, you want to know something? I should have put this clip in. Remember that movie, Damien? The Omen. But I'm looking for the part with Damien when he was older. And he had a brother named Mark. And Mark was the quote-unquote innocent little white boy. And then you had Damon. Damon had understood his full demons. He understood it. He said, I'm going to take part in this thing and I'm going to run with it. You understand? He embraced it. And then Mark, I think the name was Mark, right? The little white kid. And he killed him in the snow. He said, yeah, the snake, right? You know I was a snake. But he was like, but I've seen you do this and I've seen you do that. You wicked, you this and that. And then Damien said, Mark, stop. Don't turn away from me. In other words, come join the demons. You'll understand? And he said, yes, that's the clip. Hey, is there the video on that? Huh? But just show that. That's what happened. This is the movie I'm talking about, and that's the scene. That's the scene. You can leave that up there. That's the scene. And he said, I'll give you one more chance, Mark, to come with me. And he said, no. Then he put him to death. He started bleeding from his ears and all of that. Because he said, you don't understand this. We need to embrace what we are. And that's exactly how Esau is today. A lot of us trying to understand why he's so evil, why he's so mean, why he do what he do and all that. Like Biden. I'm going to get to him. Biden pardoned his own son. You know I'm going to deal with that. He pardoned his own son. After, the man got a gun illegally, brought crack into the White House. Oh, he got the video. He got the video. Here we go. He got the video. I see it on the screen. Now, I'm going to get back to Biden because I ain't going to let Biden go. I got to get him. Y'all all right? Just pray for me. Hit the button. Okay, so we set it up. So again, it's like I said, the Lord set up these, like the Lord said, he has mercy on whom he will have mercy, and he will have compassion on whom he will have compassion. So it is not of him that willeth. That's the reason why I'm showing this. It is not of him that willeth nor runneth, but God is the one that give them the parts. That's the point. He say he gonna have mercy on Jacob, like it says in Isaiah 14. I'm going to do that. He said, and I will yet choose Israel. So that's letting you know what the Most High favors and what he doesn't favor. So if he say he's going to yet choose Israel, how in the world are you going to try to throw Esau in there when he's telling you straight that he hated him? And I created him to be demon. I created him to be the demons. I created the snake. You talking about some nice snake and you get bit and you wonder why. The Most High made him that way. That's why he said it in Romans the 13th chapter about the powers that be. He said, I set up the powers. I cause him to be that way. You just need to do what I need to do while I have this virulent beast over you. That's how the Most High deals. He said, but if you stay clear and you deal with what I'm talking about, you're going to be all right. What you got, Deacon? You going to say something?
I thought you was going to start from the top of Romans.
No, I'm coming there.
You don't remember when you first broke that down to me and my eyes popped out my head. Because the Lord made it clear in that chapter he is only dealing with the Israelites.
I'm coming to that.
Nobody else, no other nation matters. He just included By the way, I hate this particular
Right.
group of people.
That's what he did.
Okay, the first time I heard that was from you.
Yeah.
And
Well,
you
that's in the
told me-
Bible.
Right. Your teacher explained it that way, and you said you could kill them with Romans 9 alone. And
Yes.
it held to be true.
Yes. It's the undefeated champion. So, but yeah, I started here for reasons. I got the beginning of the chapter later on. I'm going to get it all. Y'all all right? So read that verse again, then we're going to play the clip.
Verse 16. So then, it is not of him that willeth, nor of him that runneth.
So Damien understood this. He said, well, listen, I can't be the righteous because God don't looking for that. He ain't looking for that. He made me to be the demons, and I'm going to embrace this thing. And the same thing is going on with how they work in this system. How in the world they're going to bring us over here in chains? Listen now. They're going to bring us over here in chains, rob us every which way but loose. Never pay us back, and then basically say, go out there and make it for yourselves. And when you go out there and make it for yourselves with no restitution, no what's the word, reparations, no back pay, no nothing. Just go out there. You don't know the language. You don't know the laws. You don't know anything. You're getting caught up in convict leasing traps because you hear they hitting you with vagrancy. They say, well, you're not supposed to be where you are, so we put you in jail. You know, they said, well, I didn't know. They said, we don't care. Ignorance of the law is no excuse. They throw that at you and lock your butt up. You understand? No compassion for us, no compassion for our fathers, no compassion for our mothers, our children, nobody. And then, but then Biden, the son of Biden, he has some kind of deal with cocaine. It's found in the White House. Damn. Cocaine is found in the White House. They cover that up. He gets not only the tax evasion deal, because you know they're talking about that, but he gets a firearm, and he ain't supposed to have a firearm. And somehow the firearm ends up in the garbage can. I think the wife goes and get it, because I was trying to find that out. The firearm ends up in the garbage can. Here's what I thought. I said, what if Ray found that damn gun that was obtained illegally, that's supposed to have somebody's name on the license or the paperwork or whatever? You feel me? But Ray, he found the gun and he commits a crime. He'll go to jail, get put under the jail, but the man that got the gun and put it in a place where one's not supposed to be, he gets completely pardoned. Can you dig it? That's the snake we're dealing with. Y'all all right? Yeah, I'm going to jump the gun. Put that up there. We're going to play the Damien too. Come on. Because, hey, listen, let me say it this way. This class, let me show them the paperwork. Y'all all right? Hold it for a second. There's a lot going on here. This is pages upon pages. You know I'm not going to get all this done today. Y'all know that. And I ain't going to try to. But I will be going through this thing in further classes. Y'all all right? And I will be posting up different notifications to let you know what's coming. Y'all okay? But so I'm saying that because I'm somewhat not really deviating, but just going out of sync a little bit, because I want to make sure that I get all the points in so that this class makes sense, right? So what we got? Don't let me forget that Damien. Y'all did a great job back there finding that thing. Come on. What you got? Come on, Officer Solomon.
CBS News.
Hold it. CBS News. CBS News. What's that? What's the acronym? Caucasian Broadcasting Services. Oh, yeah. Okay, there you go. And don't think that NBC means Negro Broadcasting Services. Don't mean that. It means nothing but Caucasians. Don't forget that. Okay? Read.
Politics.
Go ahead.
Hunter Biden's federal gun case dismissed.
Federal gun case dismissed. Go ahead.
After being pardoned by his father.
After being pardoned by the man that set up the crime bill of 94 that got many of your black fathers gone. I said, did you hear me? Yes, this is the same man that signed and have our fathers completely extinct generations of our fathers extinct. And sons are growing up without their fathers. Mothers have to fend for themselves, so to speak. Claudine, they showed y'all that in clips like I saw last night. Y'all had it up there on the Bible Book of Our Fathers, Captain Sarai. You know, the fathers are out the house. These children are going to grow with no discipline, no kind of guidance, no nothing. And then they're going to get caught up in traps and all kinds of things. And then when they do something wrong, they throw the book at them. Let's say that the son of one of these brothers that got caught up underneath the same man's crime bill, and his father's not there. The son goes and he goes in that garbage can and he finds that gun. And he goes, because I want to make some money. I need to make some money. I need to make some stuff happen because my daddy ain't here. And he goes out there and make it, so to speak. And he gets locked up. And he gone. Look at Khalif Browder, for an example. You got plenty of situations that these things did not get pardoned away from us. This is some real stuff. But yet, Biden want to use what they call the white paper, which is basically political prosecution. That's what they're saying. We're going to read that. Political prosecution. He said, the reason why I'm going to pardon him is because when the next administration comes in, they're going to persecute my son. So I'm going to get him out of the way of the wrath of Trump, so to speak. Well, who did that for us? Who did that for the millions and millions of us that lost our fathers, that lost our way? Now we have been walking around in a society where we know nothing. We don't know the rules. We don't know anything. We're basically, like I was responding to Captain Amaziah this morning, we're in a game of fools without the rules, but yet told to go make it for yourself. Make a living for yourself. You can't even understand the language. We're basically like blind children in a foreign land where we can't understand the language, don't know where to turn left or right, don't know if there's a pitfall before you, and plus you can't speak the language, but yet we're told, go ahead and live. And when you mess up, we're going to lock you up because you are a predator, because you are a menace to society. Look at the names that they give you. You are boys in the hood. All of these things, you are niggas with attitudes. This is what they do. You feel me? But yet, when his son go and do so, he didn't have to do that at all. He was basically given a gold and silver spoon. He had to do nothing. Mother's a doctor and father's a damn president. The hell is this? He was a senator when he signed that crime of Delaware, I believe. Signed a damn bill in, and this, when you look at the graph of the prison industry from that time, it spiked way up. So they knew what they were doing. Hotels called jails were built. They said, listen, we're going to build these hotels to help us because we're going to guarantee there's going to be plenty of guests called inmates. Arizona was known for that. Arizona, the population is none, Holly, of black people. They busing brothers in. Okay? Population is none. Go check that song out by Public Enemy called By the Time I Get to Arizona. There was a lot of deep lyrics in that thing. A lot of people didn't catch that. Okay.
Bishop.
Yes, sir.
I watched a movie where the whole entire town is employed by the correctional facility.
Yes, that's the point.
Everything.
That's slave
everybody's
labor.
job. And it's all white people.
Yes.
And all their family, everybody work at the if the prison goes down and they don't have no black people in there, everybody won't be able to live. They all live off the prison. I forgot the name of the town. I'm going to look it up.
Y'all all right? This is the reality. This is the reality. What was I saying? Where am I at? Where was I? Where was I at?
You had the CBS article in the...
Yes, sir. Bring it out. Bring it out.
CBS News. The Justice Department Special Counsel is also opposed to dismissing a case filed in California after Hunter Biden failed to pay $1.4 million in taxes.
Damn. You and I were owed $15.38. And the damn space Hubble telescope from outer space will find us. They got the ability to find a dime in the forest from outer space from this telescope, but yet they can't find these people that are doing these kinds of things. But you and me, we can forget about it. And we ain't never been paid back. A lot of times we don't even realize how thoroughly we've been robbed. I remember one of the elders in the old school used to say, you realize ain't none of us are supposed to be poor? Not one. Not one of us are supposed to be poor. With all of the work that our ancestors did, we ain't not supposed to be wanting for nothing. Just think about that. That's called thorough robbery. And then robbed us of the common sense to even talk about it. You can't even talk about it. You talk about it and you feel ostracized. Like, what are you talking about that for? Oh, okay, we gotta be quiet. Boy, I tell you, this is the Twilight Zone for real. I know it. I know we're in the Twilight Zone. Let's read. Come on.
U.S. District Judge Mark Scarsi in Los Angeles indicated he would dismiss the case once the pardon is formally received.
Once the pardon from Joe Biden is formally received. Go ahead.
Still, Scarsi was critical of the president's assertion that his son was singled out for political reasons.
Did y'all hear this? He said that he was critical of the president's assertion. Well, no. He's actually saying he's out of his mind a little bit. In other words, let's say, read the whole thing. I didn't read this. Read the whole thing, officer.
The Justice Department special...
No.
Still, Scarsi was critical of the president's assertion.
So he was critical of Biden making that dumb statement. That's the point. Making that dumb statement that says that his son deserves to be pardoned with all this criminality that we just read in the preceding paragraph. Go ahead.
That his son was singled out for political reasons.
So that, in other words, he put that out there to make you forget about how we've been persecuted from day one. What about the persecution that happened with us? Hey, put the slave ships up there for a second. Hold it, stop for a minute. We coming back to this. Go down to where I put those slave ships at. We getting better. We still got to deal with Damien. Can't let him go. Can't let him go. Brothers look too hard for that. Put that up there. Show that. And then I sent some words under that, right? Never forget, brothers and sisters, of what happened to us. Y'all see this? Now, where is the pardons from you dragging us over here? Where our mothers was raped every day. Fathers castrated. Stomachs ripped open. Men were made to mate with whoever, so-and-so, because I need a buck to work in the fields. No kind of payment, no kind of restitution, no nothing. Let's see what we got here. Wow. I want to say, can we send that to the brothers? In 2008, Wesley Snipes was convicted on misdemeanor charges of willful failure to file federal income tax returns and was sentenced to 3 years imprisonment. He didn't get no pardon. He said after an unsuccessful appeal, so he even tried to appeal it. A pardon would work even better. He said, no, you ain't gonna get no pardon. You can appeal it and we still gonna deny it. After an unsuccessful appeal, he served 28 months in a federal prison. He was released in April 2013. Wow. But Hunter Biden didn't get any of this thing, plus a gun charge, plus cocaine. Can y'all dig it? That's the snake, brothers and sisters. We better learn how to dance. Y'all all right? Stay in this Bible. That's the point. I remember Bishop made a point, and he said, because it was on, I believe it was a point where, when we travel, brothers and sisters, hospitality, bring the gifts, and all praise to the Most High that we can do those things. Reverence your elders. Absolutely wonderful. And we give all praises that we're able to be a good leader, represent a good leadership to you all. But one of the things that Bishop said was, he said, the gifts are wonderful. All praise to the Most High. But the greatest gift, not taken away from the gifts, but he said, but the greatest gift would to have is a sinless congregation, which means he cares for you. That's the point. And we all have that sentiment. Y'all understand? Our objective is for you to be sinless, because if you're sinless, you're going to get the kingdom. And that's why we're up here. Our job is to help you get there. Pray for us, like it says in Hebrews. But as you're praying for us, our objective is to make sure that you make it. Y'all all right? That's what we're trying to do. So, why did I bring that up? I was making a point. So that's what we're looking to do. To teach you how to dance around getting caught up. That's the point. Being a sinless congregation keeps you out of trouble. Give me that in Romans 11. We're coming back to this here. I don't know if I want any more of this. I probably do. Go to Romans 13. I think that's what I want. Romans 13, verse. You could actually read 1 to 4 real quick.
Romans chapter 13 and verse 1.
Yes, I see you highlighted something, right? I think we want to come back to this too. Wow, wow, wow. Oh, Lord have mercy. Come on, read that thing.
Let every soul be subject unto the higher powers.
Meaning the Most High set them up. Set up the higher powers. Come on.
For there is no power but of God.
For there is no rulership except the Most High rule through the kingdoms of men. Go ahead.
The powers that be are ordained of God.
The powers that be are ordained by the Most High. The Most High ruleth in the kingdoms of men. That's what we was reading earlier. Read on.
Whosoever therefore resisteth the power, resisteth the ordinance of God.
And so you hear what it's saying? So the Most High set up the man, set up the kingdoms. That's his purpose. And the Lord says, how do you stay clear of that? By keeping my commandments. That's what he's saying here. That's what this chapter is going into. Read on.
And they that resist shall receive to themselves.
Now, hold it. Now, somebody might say, well, what if they tell you to break the Lord's commandments? What if they tell you to eat pork and cross-dress and things that they are actually telling us? We don't do those. That's why Daniel and the brothers didn't do that thing. When they said, when you hear the sackbut and the flute and all of that stuff, that was a commandment from a ruler, but it was against the Most High. And we're not doing that. You feel me? And the Most High blessed them. You feel me? That's what we have to do. So when I'm talking about obey the powers that be, when their laws go along with the Most High's laws, that don't even sound right. But if we can operate in this system without breaking God's commandments, we're gonna be good. That's what the Most High is saying. Read on.
And they that resist shall receive to themselves damnation.
Because many of the laws that's written in this society are quote-unquote Judaical laws, like thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt not murder, those kinds of things. Those are biblical laws. But we're literally breaking those laws, which are breaking God's laws as well. Sin. Can you dig it? So when these things are happening, the Most High sends the man out to get you. And then you will do that time. And it's already set up for you to do the time. And then you wonder, well, why come Hunter Biden ain't doing it? Because Hunter Biden ain't under that. You under that. They're not under that. These people are not under the same rules. They said there's two sets of laws, one for black people and one for white folks. Okay, and that's what you're looking at. We have to understand that. That doesn't mean that we're taking a back seat. We understand by us doing this, the Lord is going to give us the power to set things up in its proper order. And when we get ours, everything get ready to move in the right direction. Y'all all right? So I'm just saying those things. Keep reading.
Verse 3. For rulers are not a terror to good works.
That's the point. For rulers are not a terror to good works is us keeping the commandments. We may get some persecution here and there, but the Most High said, I got you. That's just your trial. That's just your tribulation. Through much tribulation shall we enter into the kingdom. So we're going to face some heat. Daniel and the brothers face heat. But at the end, the Most High delivered them, and the Most High will deliver us. Y'all all right? But this is what we have to know. That's the illumination of the scriptures, to understand what it's actually saying. Y'all all right? Which teaches us how to live. Which teaches us how to act, how to communicate, how to be, how to govern, how to instruct. Read.
But to the evil.
But the rulers are a terror to those that steal. That's the evil that the Lord is talking about. Those who rob, those who commit adultery, those who commit the kinds of sins that we're talking about. Go ahead.
Wilt thou then not be afraid of the power?
Why is the Lord saying that part? Will thou then be afraid of the power? In other words, when you had your own rulership, Israel, you could have kept these laws without being touched by the nations because I was with you. But you began to go off from the laws and the commandments and the heritage that I gave you. So I'm going to take that away from you and I'm going to put you under your enemies. Since you were not afraid of me, to respect me and to keep the laws that I gave you as your father. Since you did not want to do that, I'm going to put you under your enemies. Now will you respect the powers? That's what that verse is saying. Read that again. That's that vessel. That's that vessel I'm talking about. Go ahead.
Wilt thou then?
Read the verse again. Read the verse before that, the line before that, the statement before that, so we can line it up.
For rulers are not a terror to good works.
For rulers are not a terror unto us that keep the commandments, the good works, like the Bible says in Romans. For the law is good, does the good works it's talking about. Go ahead.
But to the evil.
But the rulers are a terror to the evil, those that break the commandments of the Most High. Okay, because a lot of their laws are connected with the Most High's laws. Go ahead.
Wilt thou then not be afraid of the power?
Well, now will you be afraid of the power? Because you wasn't afraid when I was ruling over you. So I'm going to put this virulent beast over you, and he's going to show you what fear is about. Because you didn't want to listen to me, I'll put the terrible on you. Go ahead.
Do that which is good.
Go ahead.
And thou shalt have praise of the same.
Thou shalt have praise of the same. Come on. Meaning they cannot really say anything evil against us when we're doing God's work. When we're keeping the commandments, they can, like I say all the time, you can lie on us, but how strong can a lie stand up against truth? It ain't going nowhere. You should always be able to stand on truth. You should always be able to stand on your word. When you tell somebody something, you want to be able to stand on that. If you're going to stand on these commandments, you want to be able to stand on them. That's what Daniel and the brothers did in the fiery furnace. They stood on that thing. They stood on the Most High, and the Most High delivered them. Read. Read it again.
For rulers are not a terror to good works, but to the evil. Mm-hmm. Wilt thou then not be afraid of the power?
Will thou then not be afraid of the powers? Meaning you're going to know now. Go ahead.
Do that which is good.
Do that which is good, because you didn't do it when I was over you. I'm letting you know how this conversation is going. Go ahead.
And thou shalt have praise of the same.
And nobody's going to be able to gainsay you. What do you mean he was caught up in doing this? No, not that brother. Not that sister. No. So you're lying on them. So their reputation stays intact. That's what happens. Because people lying on you, it's not going to hold any weight if they can't find the quote unquote lying evidence, if you will. You got to throw the charge out. Go ahead.
For he is the minister of God to thee for good.
Listen to that part there. For who? What?
For he.
Who's the he? Who's the he, class? Say it again. Esau. That's what it's talking about. He's the powers that's over us now. Go ahead. And even then, during this time, he was over it. That was Rome. That was Esau again. Read that again.
For he is the minister of God to thee for good.
How in the world is Esau the minister of God to you for good? By putting that hell on you. But it's going to bring out the good in you. That's the point. That's the reason why the Most High put us in captivity, to wake us up. He said, I'm doing this because I need you to repent. I need you to turn back to me. Since you didn't want to listen to when I gave it to you, now I'm going to put your enemies under you and see how you like it. Go ahead.
But if thou do that which is evil.
But if you disobey that, go ahead. Because I rule through the kingdoms. That's what the Most High said. Read.
Be afraid.
Be afraid. Listen.
For he beareth not the sword in vain.
Because God did not give Esau the sword for nothing. And he showed you that by conquering the whole planet Earth. This man, he said, and by thy sword shall thou live. And he went and conquered, took down every damn thing. So you don't think that's going to include us too? So the Most High said, if we're going to disobey him, he's going to send this man on us. So again, my point is, he has a purpose. We need to understand what that purpose is. Y'all all right? Let us turn to our power. That's the point. Okay? That's what Judith was, in the book of Judith, that's what that was talking about. If we kept the laws of the Most High, the nations are warning each other. Say, listen, if they're keeping the commandments of the Lord, you better leave them alone. Because the God that hates iniquity will be against you. And we will all be in a mess if we mess with the Israelites, if they're keeping God's laws. So what is the objective of the nations? Is to keep us in sin. Going back to them phones. Going back to those different things that got us all hooked, hung up. We get caught up into these things and we get lured in, not realizing that it's for our destruction. We better learn how to operate in the system. That's the reason why the Lord allowed evil to be around us. Like he said when we were going into the land, he said, I'm not getting rid of all of the nations. I'm going to leave some there because to teach you how to war. That's the setup. To teach us how to navigate through the evil, through the wickedness. So that when we're actually set up, we will know how to set up the positive. We will know how to set up the kingdom. Y'all all right? That's the education here. That's the illumination of Romans 9. Y'all all right? Okay. Where am I at? So that was it on that, right?
There's more.
Okay, come on.
For he is the minister of God, a revenger to execute wrath upon him that doeth evil.
Wow. The white man is the evil, but the Lord set him up to be an execution of wrath upon us when we do evil. That's why he said, obey the powers that be, because God is ruling through them. Y'all all right? But if they're telling us to break God's laws, we know, nope, we ain't doing that. Because we're not obeying the powers that be because of you. We're obeying the powers that be because of the Most High. But when you go off from the Most High, we ain't got nothing else to deal with you. We going this way. Y'all all right? That's how that goes. We're not following him. Understand my point. But God got him here for a purpose. And we need to understand that. Don't get caught up in it. Like I've said many times, a lot of us don't understand. The Most High put these people here for a particular function. Y'all need to understand that. You're thinking that they're regular humans and all that other stuff, like you're supposed to be hugged up with them. You don't understand. The Most High got a purpose for them. You got a particular purpose. You better learn your purpose. When their purpose is finished, the Most High going to wipe them out. You ain't got to worry about that. The Most High got it recorded in the Bible. They cannot get out of it. He said, every last one of them. He said, there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord have spoken it. So that be it. That means their time is finished. It's done. But at that point, we have better known how to set this earth back up in righteousness. That's why he says it in the book of Luke. Can we get that real quick? Give me that in the book of Luke. Luke chapter, 16, verse 10. Let's read that.
Luke chapter 16 and verse 10. He that is faithful in that which is least.
This kingdom is least concerning us, because this is not our kingdom. Y'all all right? But we are to be faithful to the Most High, not faithful to Esau, not faithful to the kingdoms and all that. We're faithful to the Most High. Go ahead.
Is faithful also in much.
So this is least. This kingdom is base, but we have to be faithful in this. And if you learn how to be faithful in this, when the Lord give you that which is your own, you will definitely know how to set up the positive. You will definitely know how to set up your own kingdom. That's the point. Read.
And he that is unjust in the least.
And if you're unjust in the least, go ahead.
Is unjust also in much.
You get a guy, you give him a small house to live in, small thing, or give him a car. Give him a, not, I ain't gonna say a hoopty. Give him something that run, but it ain't as shiny as you want it to be and all that. But someone gives you the car. They say, you know what? I know you need a vehicle. You need to travel. Let me give this man a car. Sometimes it might be the other nation that might give you something. They say, you know what? You're trying to get to my job and such. I got a car that I'm not really using. Here, take this. And it ain't really nothing that you really like. You understand? It doesn't have Facebook and Instagram in it. I'm being funny. Y'all dig it? Because we only attracted if it has certain things. It's not going to give us that dopamine. Yeah, well, a little better than that. Actually, I had a car that was damn near looking like that. Oh, Lord have mercy. Thank you, brothers. Y'all wicked as hell. But he gives you the car, right? And he says, listen, it runs, got good tires on it, oil, such and such. Just take care of it, and I give you this here. Read that again. He that is what?
He that is faithful in that which is least is faithful also in much.
Is faithful also in much. So you're faithful when you got this car here, this brown bomb, as we would call it. You got that, and you took care of it. and you made sure that it ran, and you made it to your job on time, such and such. You did what you needed to do. If you were faithful in that, you will also be faithful when you have the Rolls and whatever other kind of cars you might want. Y'all learn? You follow me? Yes, sir. Read that again, Officer Solomon.
He that is faithful in that which is least is faithful also in much.
He would also be faithful with a mansion. He took care of the room when he had the room. Now he's got a big house with this and that, and he knows how to take care of that. No, don't show that. Please don't show nothing like that. What the hell's wrong with you brothers, man? I gave you credit. Now you're going to put up some... Show that thing on the screen, man. You guys got to get blasted. Put that up there. Put it up there. No, hell no. Put it up there. Let me show what these brothers did. You've been in New York too long. Under the wrong... Well, actually, that's California. Hell, I lived in New York. We did no... Show that. What the hell's going on here? Huh? Give me the brown bomb. Shoot. No, I'm just messing with you. But yeah, that's a California thing, I think. I've even seen those in the Carolinas. They do that. But no, brothers, no, y'all misread the spirit. You put that thing up there. Where am I at? Come on, Solomon.
And he that is unjust in the least is unjust also in much.
So if we don't know how to operate when something is at its low level, how are we going to? Just like a credit card. That's a perfect example. That is one of the best examples I can give. You get a $250 limit on your credit card, they give it to you. Most college, in certain colleges, they do that. And you take it, and the first thing you do is buy sneakers and rims or something. Well, you rims ain't no $250, but you dig what I'm saying. You spend it on apps or whatever. Next thing you know, boom, you broke. They said, well, the credit people said, well, we can't even roll with you. You didn't even know how to be responsible when you had a little, so we cannot increase your credit. Because you would take, if you don't know how to deal with $250, what will you do with $250,000 or $25,000? What would you do? You blow it the same way. That principle works. Y'all understand? Read that thing again.
He that is faithful in that which is least.
Now, wait a minute. I want to say something because some people might, let me see. Some people might think that I'm not being fair, but, by saying that, well, what if I need diapers? What if I need this and that? And they go max out the credit card right away. And then they be like, what does he expect us to do? My point is we have to have enough discipline in our mind to know that yesterday I did not even have this. Because your mind's supposed to be thinking beyond $250. You want to think about $25,000. And if I don't operate properly with $250, I'm not going to get to the $25,000. Y'all follow what I'm saying? So what kind of discipline were you going to do when you did not even have the $250? What kind of practice were you going to put in place? You were going to make something happen. You follow what I'm saying? So now that you know that you were going to have to do something anyway, why don't you take the $250 and let that build a little bit? Or take a little bit and pay it back immediately or whatever to build it up. Because remember, you did not have it. That's how we're supposed to be thinking. That's how your credit builds. You feel me? That's how we're supposed to operate. But we don't have discipline, and we learned this because of how we've been treated in this country. We've been treated horribly. And everything is immediate gratification. So that's why we do what we do. I understand it. I don't want to use the word sickness, but it is a sickness because we were taught that way. The minute we get something, pow, we blow it because we cannot even think about our future. And that's something that we really need to understand. We have a system that basically took our identity from us, took away our history, took away our knowledge of our past. So we have nothing that we can lean back on to tell us how to live today. You feel me? So you don't get to lean back and grab any kind of ideas or any kind of structure. Your father's not even home, for crying out loud. They're locked up. And at the same time, we have no prospects of the future because our futures are so uncertain. We don't even know if we're going to be alive next year. Anything can happen to us. So what that kind of psychology does, it locks us into the immediate present. I can only maximize what I have now. So the hell with thinking about using $250 to turn it into $500 later on down the line. I might as well have a good time now because I don't even know what's coming around the corner. So that makes us the perfect consumer. And that's exactly why the nations all put their stores around you, because we are ready to spend, because we need to feel good about ourselves by buying those rims, buying those Jordans, buying this, buying this. You understand? So that's what they do. They know these things. You feel me? That's the work. That's what's happening. So what was I saying? Where was that, Solomon? Help me out. What was I talking about? Did I finish? Did I get my point out? I know I'm talking on a lot of different things. Come on.
Yeah, we finished verse 10. We were in Romans 13. We still have the article as well.
Yes, sir.
And Omen.
Okay. Let's go back to the article. What was that was in Romans what? What was I reading? 13 and what? Okay, I'll come back to that.
1 to 4.
That was Romans 1 to what was it? Oh, Romans 13. So I'm finished that. Okay,
yes,
I got you. Yeah, let's get to the let's read this and then we go into the video. Come on.
CBS News. A federal judge dismissed the gun case against Hunter Biden on Tuesday after President Biden issued a sweeping pardon for his son.
A sweeping pardon means cleared him of everything, made him a saint. Sweeping pardon. We don't even know what words like that mean. Hell, we were supposed to get the sweeping pardons. They ain't give us nothing. They just gave us a broom to sweep the cell that they're going to stuff us in. Okay? Read.
U.S. District Judge Mary Ellen Noriega closed the case the week before Hunter Biden was to be sentenced.
Whoa. Do y'all see the evil in this? 1 week before he was to get the jail time, he conveniently, let me exercise my, what they call it, executive power of pardoning.
Boy, ain't no way, boy.
And a sweeping pardon. Read.
He could have faced up to 25 years in prison.
He could have faced up to 25 years in prison. Come on.
Though as a first-time offender, he likely would have gotten far less time or avoided prison entirely.
Biden said, I ain't even taking this a chance. I'm just going to get him off clean. Flap. He might escape and not get nothing. Like the O'Briens that killed and murdered Emmett Till. They basically got this. That heifer lived to be an old age and croaked on her own over a damn lie and admitted she lied and still got away with it. Byron Della Beckwith that killed Medgar Evers. That old bastard. He didn't get no jail time, no prosecution, no nothing. But he basically got a sweeping pardon. This is the hell that we're in. Brothers and sisters, we better recognize where we're at and operate accordingly. Read on.
Prosecutors opposed dismissing the case, arguing in court documents that a pardon shouldn't wipe away the case as if it never occurred.
Yeah, but that's what the father, he said, listen, I'm the president. I'm going to make it disappear. The hell with the rest of you who lost your daddies and all that. The hell with all of you. But I'm going to let my son go. Damn, what a system. Go ahead.
Hunter Biden was convicted on 3 felonies after he lied on a federal form to purchase a gun in Delaware.
Yo, stop. You lie on a federal form. That is a definite criminal offense. They tell you jail time if you lie on that particular form. On any of those forms that have that kind of language on it. The perjury and all that other stuff, they throw all of that at you. He lied on it. And he was able to, and then you're going to say the reason why you letting him go was because of political persecutions, because Trump coming in the white paper that they said. No, they let him go because he's white, quote unquote. They let him go because he's privileged and we're not. That's how they see things. Y'all all right? So what this really means, I'll just say this here. We need to be praying for vengeance. We need to be praying for vengeance. Ain't no way in the world we supposed to just go through this stuff and be cool with it. No, hell no. Y'all all right? So I'm saying that, but in order for our prayers to be heard, we have to be keeping the commandments. Can I be no secret sins up in here? Y'all all right? Cannot be that stuff. Because the Most High will hinder this whole congregation if we're playing around with stuff like that. We need to understand that. And we need to make it our job to check each other, to keep us. To say, if you messing up, your evil is going to seep into the congregational growth. I was happy to say that Deacon Isaac had posted, because he's having them, he's working on another movie, all praise to the Most High. And he had made the point that one of the goals was reached. And I praise the Most High for that thing. And I said, because of that ability to be able to do that, I said, something is going right in IUIC, because the Most High blessed that mission. So I said, as long as we can keep sin out, blessings can continue in the face of our enemies. But we have to trust in the Most High's commandments and do what the Lord said to do. That's what we got to do. That's how this thing works. That's why this is all set up this way, for us to learn how to operate in spite of the evil, especially the stuff that we read in here. Come on, let's finish this up.
Hunter Biden was convicted on 3 felonies after he lied on a federal form to purchase a gun in Delaware by saying he wasn't a drug user in 2018.
Wow. I shouldn't say this, but I know that form. I'll just leave it at that. And he lied on that. Go ahead, read.
A period when he was acknowledged being addicted.
Damn. Go ahead.
The Justice Department Special Counsel is also opposed to dismissing a case filed in California after Hunter Biden failed to pay $1.4 million in taxes.
So you got the gun charge plus the tax evasion charge. Come on.
U.S. District Judge Mark Scarsi in Los Angeles indicated he would dismiss the case once the pardon is formally received.
So in other words, whatever the quote-unquote block wheels of justice, because they're not round, the square wheels of justice, irregardless of what they would say, he said, well, we're not going to do anything until Daddy in the White House basically says this is what you're going to follow, and we're just going to acquiesce to that. In other words, whatever case we got, we're just going to lean that to the side because Big Jim Crow Joe have pardoned a criminal. Y'all all right? But meanwhile, you and me, we can't get off for nothing. And like I said before, it's because we are held to a higher standard. I want y'all to understand that, because a lot of times we were thinking that it's unfair. We're not like them. I'm talking about in a good way. They're not on our level. More is expected of us. They used to tell us that when me and Asaph used to work together. And me and Deacon Asaph, I should say. And whenever people got in trouble, people would try to argue and say, well, how come so-and-so could get away with this and so-and-so could get away with that? And they said, that's because you represent a higher standard. You deal with the law enforcement of this place here. They've got to be, it's like called the public trust. You follow what I'm saying? They will hold people in, let's say police officers and stuff like that. They will hold them at a high, supposed to hold them at a higher standard, because you're supposed to be able to resist certain things. You're supposed to be able to resist temptations, stuff like that. So they hold you at a higher standard. I'm saying that about us. Y'all all right? That's how we're supposed to be. We're not supposed to fall for the same mess that other people fall for. God says, I hold you to a higher account. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? That's a good honor. I would like to always be looked upon as, listen, I expect you to do better. I don't expect you to be like everybody else. I expect an exceptional attitude. I expect to see greater things out of you. And we should wear that with pride, yes, because I am better than that. And I will discipline my own self to represent that type of standard. Y'all all right? All praise to the Most High. Is there more on this? That's it? We can get off of it? All right. Now, where was that? Now, going back, hold it. Let's set it back up. Go back to Romans 9. Go back to Romans 9. Read the last verse that we read. I was talking about the, let's see, verse 15. Verse 15. We're going to hit the button. Verse 15.
For he saith to Moses, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy, And I will have compassion on whom I will have compassion.
And God said he will have compassion on who he chooses to have compassion on. So he's already letting us know who he's set up in his categories of who's special and who's not. That's why he says that in Deuteronomy, for thou art a special people. That means we're set above them. That means more is expected out of us. We're not supposed to be on the regular level of squabble and foolishness. No. We're supposed to hold ourselves to a higher standard. That's what it means to be special. You got 10, 12 pairs of shoes, but one of those shoes is more special. Those are the ones you like the most. You hell with the rest of them. I want to wear those shoes because they make me feel like this and they make me feel like that. That's what special means. We are special to the Most High. So we have to carry ourselves like that. You sisters have to carry yourselves special. Somebody talk a hole in your head, talking foolish and crazy. No. If you don't get away from me yesterday, I'm going to tell on you. Y'all all right? That's how you got to be. Can you dig it? You brothers, the same thing. You brothers are trying to make it and to be the princess of the Most High. Here comes some floozy woman that ain't got no value for herself or nothing, and she's trying to defile you. And you tell me, oh, she smiled at me. And you're going to get yourselves taken out and brought down to a piece of bread. That's what the scriptures say. Man, what did it say? A man is brought to by the whorishness of a woman. A man of God is brought down to a piece of bread, moldy bread. No good bread. The roaches don't even want it. You be brought down to that. Roaches, no. You be brought down to that. Ask some of these brothers that ain't with us no more. Where they at? So I'm going to leave that alone. Y'all all right? Read.
Verse 16. So then, it is not of him that willeth.
So it is not of him that willeth. This is the part here. It is not of him that willeth. You can't will to be the people of the Most High. So people clearly don't understand John 3:16. That cuts that right there. It is not of him that willeth. Go ahead.
Nor of him that runneth.
Nor of him that runneth. Listen.
But of God.
But of who?
God.
But of who?
Of God.
But of God.
That showeth mercy.
The Lord says, I'm only having mercy on Israel. So that's what that means. Y'all all right? So if that's the case, where does that leave my boys here? Is that was the end of that verse, right?
Yes, sir.
Now, let's show the video. Before you hit the button, just show it. Right there, right where you got it. Hey, here we go. Damien. He said, well, hell, God don't want me. I'm the child of the devil. Remember in the movie, even though it's a falsehood, this boy got 3 6s in the back of his head. Y'all all right? The 666. They didn't even understand that. But anyway, y'all understand how that goes, right? In other words, he is literally the son of Satan. That's what they're saying in the movie. All of them the son of Satan. But he said that I'm the son of Satan and I must embrace my power. I am of the devil. That's what he's saying. You notice how I said that, right? You know they're going to do the trim. They're going to cut that. They're going to clip that. See that? He is the devil. Because I said, I'm quoting him, but they said, no, I said it. But Damien said, listen, I am of Satan. I said it again. I'm giving them 2 chances. I'm giving them 2 chances to get the edit right. But he said, come join me. He said, you need to embrace this because you're not going to make it out there. You and I are brothers. We're family. And I'm telling you, I'm rolling with the power. We ain't got all day. We ain't got to eternity. We better enjoy this thing now because they know they have a time limit. Y'all all right? Give me Job 14:4 while we talking about this here. Job 14:4. He knows that they know that they have a time limit. And they must do their demonology now. Y'all understand that? They got to push these things. They said, because if we don't and them Israelites rise, we ain't never going to get this stuff off. So we got to keep them in wickedness so that we can continue to live out our demons. You got me? Job chapter 14, verse 4. Let's read.
Job chapter 14 and verse 4. Who can bring a clean thing out of an unclean?
Who can make a Christian? Who can make a Jew? Who can make an Israelite out of a non-Israelite? It ain't happening. You always been the Israelites. You just didn't know it. But in terms of the people that are not Israel, they are not going to get it. It ain't for them. Read that again.
Who can bring a clean thing out of an unclean?
Come on.
Not one.
Nobody can do that because the Most High is the supreme power. We're going to get more into these scriptures in a little bit with time running. Read on.
Seeing his days are determined.
Seeing that his days are determined by God. Determined meaning that it has a time limit. Determination. Seeing that his days are determined. Read.
The number of his months are with thee.
The number of this man's months of rulership is with God. Go ahead.
Thou hast appointed his bounds.
God has appointed Esau's bounds. All the rest of the nations too, but I'm talking about Esau now because he's included in this. God has determined Esau's boundaries, his rulership. Go ahead.
That he cannot pass.
That he cannot pass. When you read the book of Daniel chapter 7, you literally read about 4 empires that God determined which one was going to rule, and when they were going to fall, another one was going to rule, and another one was going to fall. And he determined that, and they could not go past that thing 1 second. When it was time for the Babylonians to go down, the Persians took them down. There was nothing they can do. When it was time for Persian Media to go down, the Most High sent the Greeks. Then he had the Romans to come behind them, which came out of the Greeks but overthrew them. And they basically ruled together. The Most High set all that up. The Most High got the empires and the nations named into the Bible, especially when you talk about the 7 heads. Like when you read the 17th chapter of Revelation. And it said there are 7 kings, 5 are fallen, and 1 is, and the other is not yet come. That other that not yet came was Britain. And it said, and when he cometh, he must continue a small space, meaning that America was going to be broken off from that 7th head and create the 8th head. Once that 8th head was created, then the Most High said, and the 8th head, shall go into perdition, which means destruction by fire. That's exactly where we are now. You think these people, you think they could get out of that? It's already written that that's what's going to go down. No getting out of it. Okay? As it is written, it shall be done. So they're not getting out of that thing. God has appointed his boundaries that he cannot pass. So Esau understands that. Being that Esau understands that, he said, listen, while we're in our demons, Mark, come join me. We got to make this thing happen. Because if we don't do it now, we're finished. And you being dumb, you don't want to listen to me. So I got to kill you. Y'all all right? Was there more on that? Let's read that. Did you read it?
That was it on verse 5.
Okay. That was it, right? Okay, now hit the button. Here we go.
Listen to me, Mark. Admit it.
Listen to me, Mark. Hold it. Back it up a little bit. But I like this stuff here. Hit that button, man.
I'm your brother. Listen
I'm
to me,
your
Mark.
brother.
Admit it. You killed your mother. No, she wasn't my mother. I was adopted. A jackal. You were born of a jackal. Yes.
Stop. That's what he said. The hell with this playing like I'm regular. No, he said yes. I am of Satan. That's what he's saying. Back it up a little bit more. I'm sorry, brothers. Come on, get the scene again, man. I'm gonna just let it ride. Y'all know, hey, stop. Y'all know it's hard for me to just let things ride, right? Because I've been enjoying these things. Because these are good lessons. But y'all need to see that thing. Hit it. Hit the button, man.
Mean more to me than the beast has no brother. Don't call me your brother. Listen to me, Mom. Admit it. You killed your mother. No, she wasn't my mother. I was adopted. A jackal. You were born of a jackal. Yes.
Stop. Yes. Right now, I'm going to embrace Satan. That's what he's saying. I hope y'all understood what he said. Yes. In other words, Satan said, listen, man, stop this denying me. Let his simple behind know, let everybody know that I'm the power in you. If you trust in me, I'm going to give you the whole world. That sounds familiar, right? That's what we need to be doing with the Most High. That's the point. Go ahead.
Born in the image of the greatest power in the world.
Back that up. Hold it. Hold it. Get it one more time. I'm sorry, brothers. Listen to what he's saying. Listen. Go ahead.
Yes. Born in the image of the greatest power in the world. The desolate one. Desolate because his greatness was taken from him and he was cast down. But he has risen, Mark. In me. Come with me, Mark.
Come with me. Stop. That's what's happening with some of you sisters. You'll get caught up. Esau telling us, come with me. Here you go. Go ahead. He said, what? Back it up a little bit. Let that statement ride. Go ahead.
Come with me, Mark. I can take you with me. No. Don't make me beg you, Mark. No, Damien. Mark?
Here it is.
Look at me, Mark.
Oh. He's enveloping his power.
I'll ask you once more. Please come with me.
Stop. I tried to imagine what was going off in his head. Y'all all right? Satan gave him the power to actually put a circular saw inside his head that he can't reach and turn off. I use that to illustrate how he felt. He's like, Damien said, listen, I'm getting ready to put a miniature saw inside your head that you can't stop it, you can't reach it, but you're going to feel every pain of that blade tearing your insides up. Imagine that.
Hey, no,
turn them on.
No, this movie, right, they had the Omen. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me tell you all something. I was terrified watching these movies. And I was young, like 7, 8 years old. I was terrified. You seen crows, I'm like, yo, a crow following the baby around. Yo, I was terrified watching these movies, you know. But my point is, even with these movies, there's a lot of propaganda being pushed, you know, because the movie saying that somebody gonna come with 666 in the back of their head. And come and deceive, and the Antichrist gonna come and all of that foolishness when the Antichrist already here. You understand? You know, the Antichrist is already set up and they doing the evil and the wicked. The people that make the movies, the damn Antichrist. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was hoping nobody got confused, at least in here. Now I know that. But Deacon makes a great point. Because like he said, I came up on those movies too. You understand? So, you know, that's some good stuff there. But I thought it was perfect to illustrate how these people understand. I'm talking about the ones that know. Because you got Esau that know that they are, like these people that run this country, they know that they are of Satan. They know that. The Illuministic witches, and they'll be writing all these different things on dollar bills and all that. They know about their demonics. They know about their demons. That's why they set up the Pentagon a particular way. They set up the Washington monuments and them streets that run through D.C. and all that to look like Satan when you look at it in certain angles. They know what they're doing. They give their allegiance to Satan. Those Bohemian Grove and all these kinds of places, they know what they are about. Here go a Negro tell us he want to be in a Mason. And they say, yeah, come on, we going down to the Grove. Here go the Negro following his behind. And they get ready to stand in front of this big-ass owl. And he think he's part of the damn thing, not realizing his black ass is the sacrifice. He told me, so yeah, let me go with you. He said, yeah, let me go with you. We get ready to worship together. As soon as they get us behind and everybody look at him and say, let's tie this nigga up and burn him to the damn owls. You don't know what you're dealing with. That ain't your thing. Y'all all right? I just threw that out there. Where we at? So I was getting on Biden. Well, I want to read a little bit more of this here. Read on in that Romans. Let me get my points and then I'm going to bring these videos with time running.
Romans chapter 9 and verse 17. For the scripture saith unto Pharaoh, even for this same purpose have I raised thee up, that I might show my power in thee.
That I might show my power through you. Read that verse again. That's verse 17, right?
Yes, sir.
Read it again.
For the scripture saith unto Pharaoh.
For the scripture saith unto Pharaoh. Hold it. Can we get the actual quote where it's talking about in Exodus? Yes, I know it's over there somewhere. Let's read what it's saying. Let's read what it's talking about.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 9 and verse 16. And in very deed, for this cause have I raised thee up.
And for this very deed have the Most High raised up the Egyptian king, Pharaoh, to oppress the Israelites. Notice the connection, because that's what's happening now. The Most High gave Esau all the weapons, gave him all the technology, and he even got pompous in his mind. Can't nobody bring me down. That's why it's written that way in Obadiah. You dig it? He raised him up to make him think that he was more powerful than the Most High. That's what happened with Pharaoh. That's why in the book of Romans it's saying, even for the same purpose have I raised thee up. Have I raised up you, Esau, the same way I did King Pharaoh, so that I might show my power by destroying you in front of them. That's what he's saying. And that's exactly what he's going to do to Esau today. Y'all all right? If we endure, brothers and sisters, we got a great kingdom, an everlasting kingdom. And if we made it this far, would you think he's just going to leave us alone? Do you realize all of the centuries? Yeah, you were here. You were here. You were on them slave ships. You. When Moses said to the Israelites on Mount Sinai, and he said, and the Lord shall bring thee, meaning thee means you, and the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt, which means bondage again, but this time you're going on ships. Moses was speaking to a group of Israelites there. Did that group get on slave ships? No. But what did Moses say? He didn't say your children were going. He said, and the Lord shall bring you. What did he mean? Because you were going to come back in the generations behind you. That's what that meant. That's what that meant. So your spirit, you were going to be on those ships. So you were there. Coming off the psychiatric hospital. Show this picture here, because that's what this is. This right here is a psych unit. This is a psych ward. You being on that damn thing for 90 days, all of us are supposed to be crazy as hell. And we ain't get no pardon. Where's our pardon at? We ain't get no pardon from this. What kind of children are going to be produced from people that were treated like this? It's a miracle that we ain't eating our own bowels. I'm telling you. Coming from this kind of thing here, we're all supposed to be 100% back stir crazy.
Hey, Bishop, you know, you lay in your bed too long. Your nice, soft, comfortable bed, things start hurting.
Yes.
You got to get up and move around.
Right, and you ain't in the bed 90 days.
Exactly. That's just in your bed. After you sleep past a certain amount of hours, you'd be like, I got to get up and stretch. Could you imagine these people in chains on the floor, in piss and feces and blood and vomit and urine? And
giving birth. Not only that, Deacon, they were giving birth. Some of them women were pregnant.
Yeah,
they gave birth in feces.
And in chains.
In chains. Go ahead. You were saying. I didn't mean to cut that. I didn't want to leave that out.
That's why they took critical race theory out of the school. Because if we look at this critically, and we tap into the psychology, like the bishop said, this is a psychiatric place. and we tap into the psyche of what our forefathers, our ancestors went through, you would look at America differently. So that's why they give you Cardi B and Beyonce and Drake, and they distract you with basketball and smoking weed. They don't want you to look at this. The Most High is the reason why we're discussing. If there wasn't a God, we wouldn't be discussing this. We would not be going into the Bible looking at the past trauma of our forefathers to see why we are the way we are today. So God wants us to look at this critically on that level to see that the white man is the devil.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Show them pictures as you're looking at them, okay? So my point, again, was saying that was us. So if he brought us this far, y'all all right? He's not going to leave us. Because we went through all of this. When Moses was speaking to us on Mount Sinai, he said, you shall go into captivity in Egypt again with ships. That happened, what, 1700 years later? Probably more than that. No, much more than that. Because that was in the BC time period. So we're talking a lot of years when this was being said to us. A lot of years. All the way through the empires, all the way through Assyria, all the way through Babylon, all the way through Persia. The curse still didn't come up. The Greeks, Romans, past the era of Christ when Christ was being born, coming out to the AD side, all the way up to the 1400s actually with Northern Kingdom, and then a lot of us. 1400s, we being put on ships. So when Moses said, and the Lord shall bring thee, meaning you, into Egypt again, meaning bondage, which means distress, captivity. Do y'all have that clip from the dictionary? I don't know if I ever gave it to y'all. Y'all got it? To show what Egypt means? Put that up there. We went through what we're about to read. This is what the Bible was talking about. And our enemies gave us crack called Christianity to try to make us think that this wasn't part of the scriptures. Let's show that real quick. Man, I got a lot of stuff up here. I'm gonna let all this ride. I'm gonna get these in. You see a lot of stuff on this board, right? We gotta bring it in. You laughing. He said, I ain't gonna get it in. But no, I'm gonna get it in. I'm gonna get it in. Huh? It ain't gonna happen? I'm gonna get some of it. Huh? It's 4 o'clock. Okay. Brother says 4 o'clock already. Damn. Show it real quick. Just make my point.
Bishop,
huh?
you're not gonna know.
I'm not gonna do it.
You got a whole book right
I ain't
here.
even listen. I ain't even turned the page. I am still on page 1.
I've been in the same place with you, Bishop. I've been in the same. You gotta do a part 2 and a part 3.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Did we get it? Did we get it? All right. Don't worry about it. Huh? Y'all got it? Yes or no? Put it up there. Egypt. Put it up there. We went through this. Yeah, that's it right there. Y'all see this? Egypt. They're giving you, it's a Greek word because it is. The word was Mizraim. That's what the word was. And his name means boundaries. It means what we're reading. It's telling you. Mizraim, which is Egypt, is the Coptic land from the Hebrew name Mizraim. And they're telling you what Mizraim means, which is what Egypt means, which means shut in, restraint, misery, tribulation, and distress. So when Moses said, and the Lord shall bring thee, meaning you, into Egypt again, this is what he was talking about. And he said, you were going to experience this on ships. So who was he talking to? You and me. So we survived the ships, came off the slave ships with all kinds of psychiatric, traumatic issues and everything else. Ain't nobody thought about pardoning us. And every chance they get, they call us all kinds of criminals, all kinds of thugs, and all kinds of this and that. Y'all all right?
Now trying to say it wasn't so bad what we went through, and we should be happy we was brought here on them slave ships.
Mm-hmm. So I'm going to jump. Let's read the rest of this, then I'm going to jump to my videos. Y'all all right? Okay. Read on, Solomon.
For the scripture saith unto Pharaoh, Even for this same purpose have I
Even
raised
for this what?
this same purpose.
Because who is he talking about in Romans? Esau and Jacob. Because he started and said, Esau have I hated. So this, he's saying, even for the same way that I did Pharaoh as I'm doing Esau. That's the vessel. Read.
Even for this same purpose have I raised thee up,
Come on.
that I might show my power in thee.
The way he showed his power by destroying Pharaoh is the same thing he's going to do to Esau. He gave him all the weapons, him going to the moon and all types of stuff. He wants you to see all his great power and all of that. So when the Lord destroys him like he did Pharaoh, he said that you will know that I am God, and besides me there is no other God. That's what he wants us to know. Y'all all right? Read on.
And that my name might be declared throughout all the earth.
Because that ain't what's happening now. Everybody's talking about how powerful Esau is. The Lord said, no, I only set you up just for you to be destroyed by me, and everybody going to know that I am the power. Go ahead.
Therefore hath he mercy on whom he will have mercy.
So you can't get out of this. This is what Esau knows. He cannot get out of it. This is his fate. This is his snake skin. This is his fangs. This is his snake, his natural born killer instinct. This is his thing. Go ahead.
And whom he will, he hardeneth.
And whom God chooses to harden, he will harden. He hardened Pharaoh's heart. That's why I want to read that in Exodus. Did we find that?
Yes, sir.
Let's read that. Listen. Watch this here. And find the part where he says, he said, and he hardened Pharaoh's heart. And I'm going to tell you what that means real quick. Come on. You got it?
Yes, sir. Exodus chapter 9 and verse 16. And in very deed for this cause have I raised thee up.
Go ahead.
For to show in thee my power, and that my name may be declared throughout all the earth.
Read.
As yet exaltest thou self against my people.
And yet you exalt yourself against my people, just like he's saying to Esau. You exalt yourself, calling yourselves Jews and calling us niggers and spicks and wetbacks. That's what they did. It's the same thing. We're the Jews. We're the Israelites. But they're speaking against us. That's what the Lord is saying to Pharaoh. Esau's doing the same thing. Keep reading.
That thou wilt not let them go.
That you will not let them go. Come on.
Behold, tomorrow about this time, I will cause it to rain a very grievous hail.
So that's when the Most High started bringing plagues on Pharaoh to tear his ass up. You follow me? So later on, I don't remember where it's at. It said that because Pharaoh was humbling. That daggone thing was tearing him up, and he got to a point. He said, "Okay," he was about to let the Israelites go, and then it said, "But the Lord hardened his heart." Huh? You got it? Got the verse? Read it. Read it. Listen.
Verse 7.
I'm showing you that the Most High made these people do what they're doing.
Exodus chapter 9 and verse 7.
Come on.
And Pharaoh sent, and behold, there was not one of the cattle of the Israelites dead.
Okay, so that was after one of the, listen, that was after one of the plagues that the Most High put on the Egyptians. He tore their cattle up. Read this.
And the heart of Pharaoh was hardened.
And the heart of Pharaoh was hardened. Go ahead.
And he did not let the people go.
So I'm looking for the part where it says, and the Lord hardened his heart. Okay.
Verse 12.
I'm not looking at it. Come on.
And the Lord hardened the heart of Pharaoh, and he hearkened not unto them, as the Lord
What's
had
before that? What's the verse before that?
the magicians.
Okay, read that.
Boils. Verse 11. And the magicians could not stand before Moses because of the boils. For the boil was upon the magicians and upon all the Egyptians.
Go ahead.
And the Lord hardened the heart of Pharaoh, and he hearkened not unto
So the
them.
magician was like, listen, let these people go because it's too much. And he made Pharaoh just ignore their pain. The Most High did that. Because ordinarily you would, after getting your behind torn up like that, say, listen, let them go, which is what he actually ended up doing. Then the Most High hardened his heart again and made him chase us. That's the part that I was actually looking for. I just thought about it. But now, spending too much time on this, y'all can read this. Y'all know about this. Y'all know about this history, right? When the many Passovers, we read all of this. Let's see. Go back to Romans.
Romans chapter 9 and verse 19. Thou wilt say then unto me, why doth he yet find fault? For who hath resisted his will?
That's the point there. Then thou wilt say unto me, this is what we say to the Most High. So, Lord, you made Esau to be the demons. You harden Pharaoh's heart. You harden Esau's heart, make him be all proud and this and that and the other. You cause him to be that way. So how in the world is he going to go against what you made? This is what we do. Then you got people talking about how the Most High got to love this one and got to love that. Read that again.
Thou wilt say then unto me, why doth he yet find fault?
Come on.
For who hath resisted his will?
Who has the power to resist what God made you to be? Nobody. If he made you to be Damien, you're going to be Damien. Judas could not resist it. You cannot resist that's what I was saying earlier. You cannot resist how God made him. You can't resist what God made you. You better understand this. That's why I put at the top of this section, here's something from this chapter that we must understand. You can't get out of this. Read that again, Officer Solomon, that verse. Let's finish it up.
Thou wilt say then unto me, why doth he yet find fault? For who hath resisted his will?
Who can resist the will of the Most High? When God made you that way, that's what you're going to be. He declared the end from the beginning, and he said, my counsel shall stand. Go ahead.
Nay, but, O man.
So this is the person arguing with the Most High. So the Most High said, let me tell you simple behind something, because I made you. He said, nay, but, O man, come on.
Who art thou that repliest against God?
Who the hell are you to tell me how I'm supposed to love and who I'm supposed to hate and all that? You can't tell me nothing because I'm God. I'm giving you the ability to even respond to me. You got to go deep like that sometime. Read.
Shall the thing formed say to him that formed it?
Esau was formed and Jacob was formed. Shall the thing formed say unto God that formed us both?
Why hast thou made me thus?
You cannot say, Satan cannot say, why did you make me Satan? You can't say that. God made him that way. We cannot say why we're the Israelites. God made it that way. You ain't got nothing to do with that but just be. That's it. Go ahead.
Hath not the potter power over the clay?
Have not the potter. The Lord is making it easy for you to understand with a simple example. The potter is making the clay. He's making the bowl. Don't not the potter that's making it, don't he have power to make that clay into a bowl, into a chalice to drink out of it, or to make a commode to use your bowels in? God got that power. The pot can't jump up and say, why'd you make me this? Read.
Have not the potter power over the clay?
Read.
Of the same lump.
Of the same lump. Go ahead.
To make one vessel unto honor.
So he separated that lump and made Jacob, and he separated the other half and made Esau. Go ahead.
And another unto dishonor.
So you was made to be the honored vessel. Read that verse again.
Have not the potter power over the clay?
Come on.
Of the same lump.
Of the same lump.
To make one vessel unto honor.
The vessel unto honor is the Israelites. And we're supposed to understand what our role is. Go ahead.
And another unto dishonor.
He made Esau to be dishonored. Go ahead.
What if God, willing to show his wrath and to make his power known, endured with much long suffering the vessels of wrath fitted to destruction?
If Esau, the vessels of wrath, was fitted to destruction, how in the world could he be fitted for anything else but destruction? Here you so-called Christians trying to put the white man in the church, give him a Bible and all, trying to make a saint out of him when he was made to be destroyed. That's how backwards things are. You Israelites trying to follow the ways of your enemies, you are way out of the lump that what God made. You better recognize that seriously, because if you don't come to the realization of who you are and keep these commandments like the Most High say, he's going to destroy you. That's the point. That's the point. That's the part right there. Okay. So now, let's get my videos. Let me get my videos. Now, let me see. I gave it to you all in line, right? What's this thing here with this Google thing? What is that? Okay, but what is it? I can't see it. What is this one here? Okay. Okay, show that real quick. Now, y'all seen this. You know what? I'm going to skip this. Don't show that. Let's get right to the videos, because I got a lot. Go right to this one on the end with the green background. Right there. Yes, that's it. Listen up. Now, hold it. I'm going back to Joe Biden. I told you I ain't going to let him go. I'm about to get him now. Y'all all right? Our fathers have been taken off the street. They've been shunted into crime. I'm going to say it that way. But we all came over here on slave ships. Like I said before, ain't none of us supposed to be poor. We've been railroaded and lied and disadvantaged and everything else, and it basically left a big hole in our heads to the point of where we don't even know what to do, where we are, how to do whatever. And we're just left to the winds and rains of whatever America allows us to do. Y'all follow me? And we have not figured it out. And therefore, we've gotten in all kinds of trouble. Our fathers are gone. Our children are growing up without any kind of guidance, structure, or anything. And this is where it is. So go ahead. Hit the button.
So this is Joe Biden's speech.
Now remember what I pulled it. Now remember what I showed y'all earlier. He pardoned his own son. Y'all all right? But now we're going to go back. You know, it's amazing that I have to do this because a lot of times we don't reflect just on a few years ago. A lot of this stuff might shock y'all. Some of y'all. Hit the button. I ain't going to talk no more. Let it go.
I can't believe this here. This is his speech in 1993. They're talking about the crime bill. And politically, this was a time where everybody had to be tough on crime. I'm going to stand up. I'm going to fight crime. That's what I'm going to do. Look at his language. Look at his position and his disposition. And then we'll come back and break this down, and I'll tell you why this is so telling and also disastrous.
We must take back the streets. It doesn't matter whether or not the person that is accosting your son or daughter or my son or daughter, my wife, your husband, my mother, your parents. It doesn't matter whether or not they were deprived as a youth.
Do y'all hear this? It doesn't matter if they came off the slave ships. It doesn't matter if we set up policies that got the fathers out of the homes. It doesn't matter if dope and all these things was put into your neighborhood. We don't care about any of that. Right now, we got to kill them. That's what he's saying. Back it up just a little bit and I'm going to let it play. Look, Jim Crow Joe. Go ahead.
It doesn't matter whether or not they were deprived as a youth.
Turn it up.
It doesn't matter or not whether or not they had no background that enabled them to become socialized into the fabric of society. It doesn't matter whether or not they're the victims of society. The end result is they're about to knock my mother on the head with a lead pipe, shoot my sister, beat up my wife, take on my sons.
They're about to hold it. They're about to shoot my sister.
What?
If they shoot this sister with the gun that his son bought illegally and threw it in the garbage. And the same people that he's speaking about went and found the gun and went and did some crime with it. And he's basically saying persecute him, but don't persecute the person that put the gun in his hand, which is his own damn son. I'm going to pardon him, but I'm going to put yours in jail. That's the Damien that I was talking about. That's that damn vessel. This is what we're dealing with. Go ahead.
So I don't want to ask what made them do this. They must be taken off the street. That's number one. There's a consensus on that. Unless we do something about that cadre of young people, tens of thousands of them, born out of wedlock, without parents.
Stop. Why are they born out of wedlock? Because the husbands are destroyed. He don't give a shit about that. Go ahead.
Without supervision, without any
Back
structure.
it up again, because he's talking about our sons now that had no fathers.
Tens of thousands of them, born out of wedlock, without parents, without supervision, without any structure, without any conscience developing, because they literally, I yield myself 3 more minutes, because they literally have not been socialized. They literally have not had an opportunity. We should focus on them now. If we don't, they will, or a portion of them will, become the predators 15 years from now. And Madam President, we have predators on our streets that society has, in fact, in part because of its neglect, created. Again, it does not mean because we created them that we somehow forgive them or do not take them out of society to protect my family and yours from them. They are beyond the pale, many of those people. Beyond the pale.
Help. Go ahead, let it play.
And it's a sad commentary on society. We have no choice but to take them out of society. And the truth is, we don't very well know how to rehabilitate them at that point. That's the sad truth. I'm the guy that said rehabilitation, when it occurs, we don't understand it and notice it. And even when we notice it and we know it occurs, we don't know why. So you cannot make rehabilitation a condition for release. That's why in our system, there's the federal system, you serve 85% of your time. It's a shame, but we don't know how to rehabilitate. But there is a consensus, and I will cease. A, we must make the streets safer. I don't care why someone is a malefactor in society. I don't care why someone is antisocial. I don't care why they become a sociopath. We have an obligation to cordon them off from the rest of society, try to help them, try to change their behavior. That's why we do in this bill. We have drug treatment and we have other treatments to try to deal with it. But they are bullshit.
You're cordoning them off means get rid of them, kill them. That's what the abortions are about. You got to see how all these things come together. That's the reason why millions of our babies were being aborted, because they're saying we got to cut their numbers down. Jails, cut their numbers down. That's what's talking about. Turn the men into homos and all that to cut the numbers down. All of these things. These people work together. This is some serious stuff. That's the vessel that we're dealing with. The point that I want to bring out of this, with time running. How much time I got? Like 10 minutes? Yes. Yeah, you like that there, huh? You're going to roll with it, huh? Because that's what it's saying. Go to the slave ship again. Go to the thing that I showed with the slave ship. That thing there. Never forget that part. Then I wrote something underneath that. Does it show up there? Are y'all able to post what I wrote? I wrote something up under this. Well, let me see. Let me just pull it up on this. You got it? Can I see it? You're right. Yeah, I see it here. Can we get that up there? I say, you say, meaning, because this is what Biden is saying, right? Biden is saying because of political persecution. That's the white paper that he was. When y'all check out the news reports, you're going to hear that term. They said they used the white paper. The white paper was basically a discussion that was written down as to saying why they need to pardon Biden, because they were trying to say that he was being politically persecuted because he's the son of Joe Biden. And he said, for that reason, these charges are unfair. That's what Jim Crow Joe said. And my point is, if you're going to use that argument to pardon an actual criminal, what about the many of these families? That's what I'm saying here. You say about political persecution to Hunter Biden? Well, what about the agonizing death and suffering and unjust persecution, not just prosecution in the courts, but of the descendants of these families that came on these slave ships? What happened to the children of these people? How come, where's the pardons at on them? You send them to jail. You said they have to be cornered off. You said all this evil about us. Why is that? Because these people are of Satan. That's the point. And they have you heard the way the man was talking. You heard the way he was talking. He said, no matter what the circumstances are, how they got there, we don't give a SH about that. We must get rid of them. That was said in the Senate. So why? So it's no thought. Give me Kamala Harris. Give me Kamala Harris. The next video. Let's see. I'm gonna skip that. Yeah. Give me Kamala. I know I'm skipping one. Yeah, I know. Give me that first one. That one, that one that's blown up. Give me that one first. That one there. Stop. Listen. Let me show you how the system works. Back and listen up. This is the reason why he chose her. Hit me. Listen.
22.
She said she was 22. Back it up. I want all the words. Listen. Hit me.
22, when I started that work,
I mean, Attorney General.
learned that with the swipe of my pen,
She learned this.
I could charge someone with the lowest level offense. And because of the swipe of my pen, that person could be arrested. They could sit in jail for at least 48 hours. They could lose time from work, and their family maybe lose their job. They'd have to come out of their own pocket to help hire a lawyer. They'd lose standing in their community. All because of the swipe of my pen. Weeks later, I could dismiss the charges, but their life would forever be changed. So I learned at a very young age the power.
Stop. Now, a lot of you, because y'all know she was a prosecutor, right? She is not just speaking about herself. She's saying that all of the prosecutors can do that. You feel what I'm saying? Showing you how this system works. They could all do that. Could we put up the thing with New York courts? Put that statement up there real quick. I played it, yes. Read that, Solomon. Come on with me. I pointed this out a while back, but her clip gives total validation to this here. And the reason why I say that is because I used to, when I was in the hospital, I used to work to try to get people off of being in trouble when I was a delegate. And I used to argue about people who were being unjustly terminated or unjustly suspended. And then they say, okay, well, you bring the proof to say he didn't do this, but meanwhile, he was out or she was out for weeks. And because of that, they lost their credit, they lost their houses, they lost certain stuff. So you giving them back, their back pay does not restore what they've lost. So my argument was, you do these things with impunity. That's what she was talking about with the pen. She said that I could, with a swipe of my pen, I could ruin your life. And then 2 weeks later, I could say, oh, never mind, I made a mistake. And the damage that was done within those 2 weeks, you can never get repaid back. That's what happened to many of our people. Y'all understand that? That's some ugliness, right? The Most High got to destroy this system. But that's how it's built. Read that. Come on.
New York State. New York court workers fired over vaccine mandate must be rehired with back pay.
Now, I remember I pointed this out, and I said a lot of people was happy, expressing all kinds of exuberance. Oh, wow, they got back pay, restitution, such and such. And I made the point, the minute I read this, I knew what this meant. Come on, open it up. Just go down. Read.
New York court workers must be rehired if they were fired over a COVID vaccine mandate, according to the state's Public Employment Relations Board.
Mm-hmm.
The New York Post reports the PERB ruled the unified court system must cease and desist from enforcing policies that require all non-judicial employees to be vaccinated or undergo regular testing.
Because they were doing that. A lot of people know. A lot of people lost their jobs over this kind of stuff. Go ahead.
The board also said anyone who lost accrued leave.
This is what made people happy. They say, oh, we get to get our vacation time and the stuff, PTO and all that. We get to get that back too. And you thought that brought you back full restitution. Go ahead.
Compensation or employment will be given back pay with interest paid at the maximum legal rate.
So at the maximum legal rate. So you think that you just went on a vacation and you came back and everything was restored. When you get fired or get terminated for something like this, most people will have to exhaust their 401ks if they have that. They will have to exhaust their savings in their banks and all of that. While before that even happened, they'll end up losing their credit. They end up losing the car loan, end up losing their mortgages. When they lose those things, for the job to simply give you your job back with some damn vacation pay, will not get that house back, will not restore your credit, will not restore any of the things that you lost. Y'all understand this? And they can do this with impunity. That's one of the things I used to argue about. I said, well, what's stopping you from just arbitrarily just doing this to people? Y'all understand that? That's some bad stuff, ain't it? But that's because that's the kind of demonology we live in. So our only choice is to trust in the Most High. Let's go back to the videos. I'm about to close it out. I'm going to end it with this here. Let me see what's my next video. Let's see. Let see. Man, I had all of these things to bring about Rasheem Carter, about Kendrick Johnson. All that's going to come in the later episodes. Let's see. Get that first video, the one that I skipped. Play a little bit of that one. Yes, run it.
So 25 years after the 1994 crime bill was enacted, we are still having conversations about the import and significance of the bill.
That 1994 crime bill, it did contribute to mass incarceration in our country.
It's important that people remember the context of the political environment in the early 1990s.
The other big piece of legislation on Capitol Hill tonight is the crime bill.
Now, violent crime peaked in 1991, and the drafters of the bill didn't know that in 1993 and 1994 when they were drafting.
That's a lie.
Signing.
They did know it. That's a damn lie. They knew they planned the whole SHIT. Go ahead.
In 1994 when they were drafting and signing it. Urban areas, urban cities across the country were ravaged by crack cocaine, and Americans were afraid of crime.
Where the drugs come from? Keep playing.
The 1994 crime bill was signed by President Bill Clinton. You know, this was a pretty significant bill at the time, and President Clinton and Senator Biden at the time were right that the bill was significant.
The most significant federal effort to deal with violent crime in America that has ever been undertaken.
It was important for a Democrat at the time to be seen as taking a significant role in trying to reduce crime and violence in the United States.
To reduce crime and violence in the United States. Get the screenshot that I showed, because let me show you what happened when they did this. And that's the reason why you had the prison industry that was booming, all kind of stuff that was going on. All kind of stuff that was going on. They were sending out the corrections, the New York State Corrections Boards was sending out applications all over the place because they needed COs. Plenty of them. Okay? Look at this here. I'm going to end it with this here. Go to the time when that bill was signed. So what you're looking at in these beginning parts, zoom in. Hold on. Let me explain this here. Notice that it says U.S. prison population. Y'all all right? Then you look to the left of it. It's kind of faint. Can you zoom in? Can people see those numbers? I want people to see what those numbers are. These are the people that's in there. Right. 1 million. You see 500,000. Just move up. 1 million. You see 1,500,000. You see 2 million. And then it goes up higher. So that's the graph of the prison population over the years. Now jump down, let's look at the years. Zoom in, right, that's it. You're doing good. Zoom in, zoom in, zoom in, zoom in, zoom in. So 1970, remember I talked about that in my earlier classes when I was teaching at 6 o'clock. And I was talking about when the absence of fathers and those kinds of things, it increased the chance of our men being locked up. And the drugs came in, the assassinations of our leaders, all of these things contributed to black men being destroyed. And then our children being brought up without the fathers ended up getting in all kinds of trouble. And that's when the prison population started to rise. Showing you that your man is needed. You sisters, you're damn thinking that your man is nothing but a paycheck. You out of your goddamn mind. When your sons grow up without a father, you don't recognize what the hell you did. He's terribly needed. And it's a damn shame that someone has to actually say this. In 1970, look at the population moving. Come on, let's slide on over. It's rising up. Remember, now we're about at the 500,000 mark, right? Keep moving. 1980, 1985. Notice what's happening. Come on, 1990. Now you can pull back some. That's when the crime bill came in. Look how the curve just went up higher. Y'all see this? Zoom it out some more so they can see all of it. Look at the years when Jim Crow, Joe, Clinton, and all of them was turning it up. They were also promising jobs for these people to work corrections. The hotel, basically all kinds of businesses, all kind of stuff happened. And that's how they was cornering off our sons. This is all a plot. At the same time, abortions and everything else. So, brothers and sisters, we are at war because we do not understand that vessel. We do not understand the significance of understanding where we are, okay? So as you see on, just move on. Just move. 1990, 95. Look, it ain't going down at all. Look at that last one. What was that, 2000 what? 2010. Look at it. Damn thing went off the damn scale. You can't even see it. Look at that. That's 2,500,000. So that's what we're dealing with. I'm going to end it there, brothers and sisters. I am going to continue this subject the next time I teach, because let me say it this way. I got remember the 4 segments that I did over the last few Sabbaths. And even on those, there were distillations of what the thing was. So I said that I was going to be dealing with that on the Bible, Book of Our Fathers. I'm going to include this as well. Y'all all right? So that's Fridays, 6 p.m., being broadcasted out of Gastonia, North Carolina. We will be doing the Bible, the Book of Our Fathers, and we will continue these points here. Y'all all right? So y'all want to bring out something?
Yeah. The video you show with Sleepy Joe, right?
Yeah.
He said, we created them.
Yes, sir. Yeah, you can't get over that thing, can you?
No. You know, he said we created them. What does he mean by that? You know, we'll use that term that the black man was created in America, in a laboratory here in America.
Yep.
No, he created us. That's what he said. What do you mean by that? He created the way we think. That violent nature that you see we go on with, the drug selling and all of that, they understand they created that. Okay? They could stop the rap music and the sisters singing Sexy Red, and they could stop giving them record deal and all of that. But they want you sisters to think it's okay to be hoes. They want you brothers to think it's okay to be like Al Capone. Remember Scarface? Everybody got a picture of Scarface in the house. Glorify that movie, want to be a drug dealer. You understand? They make it popular. They made sin popular. So he know what he's saying when he said that they created them. We created them, but no, we got to take them off the streets. You know, so that's where the crime bill coming. Mm-hmm. You all know about the opium epidemic? That a bunch of white kids got hooked on opioids. They say it's a sickness, and what they do, they give them help.
Mm-hmm.
Did they throw all of them in jail? Did they start throwing white? No. You understand? So you all see the hypocrisy. You know, so that's the one point I wanted to bring up.
I want Officer Solomon to read this. This is the last thing. I want him to read this. I just want y'all to hear the letter of pardon. Now, after we saw all of that, the letter of pardon that Joe Biden said that is the reason. That's the reason why when we read the other one, the guy got mad. He was saying, what are you talking about? Remember the thing, what was his name, Scally or whatever? The name that we were looking at in the argument. Scar, right. He was saying that, no, the charges are what they are. But this is what he was making reference to, this letter here. This is in December 1st, 2024, basically yesterday. Statement from President Joe Biden, briefing room, statement and release. It's not long. Read that. Come on with it.
Today, I signed a pardon for my son Hunter. From the day I took office.
Now remember, this is the same one. See, a lot of people done went to sleep already. This is the same man that was in the Senate saying we got to get rid of him. We don't care what it did. We don't care how they came that way. The hell with all of you. You mothers that ain't got no husbands. You kids that ain't got no fathers. We don't care about none of that. It doesn't matter. Get rid of them because they're dangerous. But look what he did here. Read it. Read it here. And you talking about your damn vote. That's why I say you people crazy as hell with this voting garbage. Read.
From the day I took office, I said I would not interfere with the Justice Department's decision-making. And I kept my word, even as I have watched my son being selectively and unfairly prosecuted.
You see, so you didn't keep your word at all. It was full of S-H-I-T. As he watched his son. So wait a minute. Have we not been unfairly, what did it say? Have we been selectively and unfairly prosecuted and persecuted? But it doesn't matter with them. Get rid of them. That's what Jim Crow Joe just said. Go ahead.
Without aggravating
Turn 'em up.
factors like use in a crime, multiple purchases, or buying a weapon as a straw purchaser, people are almost never brought to trial on felony charges solely for how they filled out a gun form.
So, in other words, he's supposed to let my son go. Because he's saying a lot of people get their things and they don't do the proper channels. But again, you're the president's son. You're held at a higher standard. You're supposed to be anyway. You're full of SHIT. That's what I'm really saying. Y'all all right? Go ahead.
Those who are late paying their taxes because of serious addictions but paid them back subsequently with interest and penalties.
What serious addiction did he have? How in the hell does cocaine end up in the damn White House? Damn. Go ahead.
Are typically given non-criminal resolutions. It is clear that Hunter was treated differently.
What the hell? So black people ain't treated differently. Our sons that let's see, Khalif Browder, he wasn't treated differently? Go ahead.
The charges in his cases came about only after several of my political opponents in Congress instigated them to attack me and oppose my election.
Brothers and sisters, let me tell you something. This whole thing was a setup. Even the fact that it's even being said, they all, both Republicans and the Democrat, they all in the same game. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, Bishop. Trump charges got dropped. He was a felon.
Yeah, exactly.
They jump on his charges too.
Because it's all about keeping you blacks and Hispanics in slavery, which includes me. You feel me? That's what the whole thing is about. It's all a con game. Again, we're like in a country that don't understand the language. These people talking all kind of craziness, and we don't even see what they're saying. That's what I'm showing you. Read on.
Then a carefully negotiated plea deal agreed to by the Department of Justice unraveled in the courtroom.
Go ahead.
With a number of my political opponents in Congress taking credit for bringing political pressure on the process. Had the plea deal held, it would have been a fair, reasonable resolution of Hunter's cases.
Damn. Go ahead.
No reasonable person who looks at the facts of Hunter's cases can reach any other conclusion than Hunter was singled out only because he is my son.
The no reasonable persons is really talking about is people that are brainwashed, because ain't none of us believe in that BS at all. Go ahead.
And that is wrong. There's been an effort to break Hunter, who has been 5.5 years sober.
He's been 5. How old is Hunter Biden? 54. So he only been sober for 5 damn years, and you were a part of him from everything. Damn. Go ahead, man. Jesus Christ.
Even in the face of unrelenting attacks and
listen to the words that these devils use. Unrelenting. Black and Hispanic people have been facing unrelenting attacks since the moment they came out of their mama. But ain't nobody said nothing. And we don't care what the circumstances are. That's what the man just said. Go on.
Even in the face of unrelenting attacks and selective prosecution, in trying to break Hunter, they've tried to break me. And there's no reason to believe it will stop here. Enough is enough.
Enough is enough. So when we say enough is enough, we're out of our mind. The situation that happened with Rasheem Carter and Kendrick Johnson, where's the enough is enough here for us? That's why I was saying about black folks, our people came these damn holidays. When we went down there and spoke, we would say, where's the discipline? We shouldn't be buying nothing until there's some justice come to this family. And I bet you all them Negroes was buying turkeys and all types of stuff. Go ahead, man. It's crazy. Read.
For my entire career, I have followed a simple principle. Just tell the American people the truth.
The truth. Lord have mercy. Go ahead.
They'll be fair-minded. Here's the truth. I believe in the justice system. But as I have wrestled with this, I also believe raw politics has infected this process.
So politics has not infected when we got railroad, Emmett Till, when Medgar Evers were murdered, the different civil rights people were murdered. These things didn't happen with them? Go ahead.
And it led to a miscarriage of justice.
That's all we've been experiencing, miscarriages of justice. Read.
And once I made this decision this weekend, there was no sense in delaying it further.
Because Trump was about to come in office. Go ahead.
I hope Americans will understand.
I hope Americans are stupid enough to buy my bullshit. That's what he's saying. Go ahead.
Why a father and a president would come to this decision.
But we as fathers, we can't come to the decisions to aid our children. That's it? Let me end it there. All right, brothers and sisters, Most High in Christ bless you all. Honored to be here. Stay tuned for Bishop Nathaniel. He's coming up next. Happy Sabbath to my brothers. Happy Sabbath, brothers and sisters in New York, brothers and sisters around the world, brothers and sisters in North Carolina, brothers and sisters in Oklahoma, Texas, everywhere. All praise to the Most High. Shalom.